Oh fuck, I put Arknights. Ayoy! Why you put Arknights? Oh yo 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 ho! Oh my god, I put the wrong game. This is Enfield, baby. Enfield. Anyways. Tung 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 tung. So cool. You should see the YouTube thumb. Bro, I'm mate. Ever since Tang Tang was a thing, and like I witnessed Tang Tang in the Wuling story, like this was the only thing I could think of. I didn't say out loud when like we were playing Wuling, but this was going through my brain. We should normalize this. That's but that's what she is, isn't it? No? Oh my gosh. I do not know, man. She's the silly girl. I need more silliness onto her. Can you put her with a baseball bat? And I think it'll fit. She seems like someone who would wield a baseball bat, right? So one day, cosmetic weapon that I will consider. So yes. All right. Anyways, hi. Pre-Endfield release stream. I didn't do any editing stream for those of you on Twitch. Wow, what a surprise! And I think I shocked everyone on YouTube because everyone is literally asking, what the hell? Why is there a Surtur showcase out of nowhere? Like, what are we in? It's 2026 now, and this guy just dropped a Surtur video. And then I think people started predicting. People were like, oh, I think the next few operator showcases are gonna be like Bagpipe and Saria because they are the selected ticket characters. Oh, they will be so surprised. Because I think we're uploading more operator showcases tomorrow also. And then they will be so shocked that it's not Bagpipe or Saria. And then people will be thinking, what the hell is with cookie scheduling? But at this point, I'm just having fun, man. Like, it's been a while since I stream on YouTube, so you're also listening in to me for quite some time. But I've been working really hard. I think those on Twitch will know because I always do my editing streams. But we've been pumping out the videos, delivering the stuff, giving you all fun things for you to watch, right? From the Atto event overview to the schedule of AK, and then into the second part of the Enfield review. Like these are all very, very big videos that I had always lined up to work on, and wow, it tires me out. But let me just say, as much as I'm tired editing the videos, I'm having so much fun. Like I'm glad to come back in the drive of content creation again. And I think most people are enjoying the videos also, which makes me happy because it means that the effort doesn't go to vain, and instead like I can put my dumb ideas, my dumb brain energy out there for YouTube to enjoy. So I'm very, very happy to be in the position that I'm in as an Arknights content creator and soon to be Enfield content creator. Um, I think there's a lot of a common question that people are asking, which is like, if Enfield comes out, do I quit AK? But the thing is, I won't, cause like I just love AK and I love Enfield as well. Like both things are great to me. And I think it wouldn't be very easy for me to juggle two games at a time. But at the end of the day, I think both games are quite interlinked after all. Like, I think people sometimes look at Honkai Star Rail and Honkai Third, and they think those games can be very disjointed, which is pretty true, right? You can play Honkai Star Rail without Honkai Third and vice versa. You can still do the same for Enfield and AK. However, having read parts of Enfield and also understanding quite a bit of AK's story, I think you can read both of their storylines in isolation and still feel nothing. Still feel nothing as in you don't feel that need to read the other side. But I do think that there is an interesting um dynamic, which is if you understand both story, I feel like it enhances them both, which is something that I'm very eager to see. right? Lots of people are going to play Enfield with zero background knowledge of AK. And me having read parts of AK story and looking into what Enfield discusses as their teams and whatnot, I think that gets me to see like, oh, honestly speaking, eventually you're going to start seeing all the good little tidbits, Easter eggs, things that starts to make you say, wait, that's AK, So I'm pretty hyped to read the story when going into the game. But yeah, tomorrow's a release live stream, which is ooh, crazy, right? I thought it was gonna be this weekend, but turns out it's gonna be tomorrow on a Friday. And then I saw a lot of people complaining as well, because it's on a Friday and it's in the evening time. Uh, for the Asians, you all have it easy, right? Like if you're Japanese, Korean, you're from Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, like me, then you get to watch it like after work, because it's at least in my time it's 7:30 p.m. But I don't think they chose the timing that wisely, because Americans are working at that time, right? You're literally waking up. You're hopping on your freaking public transport bus, or you're freaking screaming at the traffic in America as you go to work. And then Europeans have it even worse. Europeans are like, you're straight up just not free. You're just at work. You're in school. You're gonna be sneaking the freaking phone under your desk. Like hell. So oh well, that's just what it is. They chose that stream timing. I kind of wish they did it a day later, but we'll live with it. I don't think it's such a bad choice of a stream time, because it feels almost deliberate that they chose Friday. So tomorrow is also the day of Atto, which is the limited event for Arknights, and like it's going to be quite a lot to do within the day for a lot of the JP and global players. So JP players and KR players are getting Atto first. So they will get the update, they will get to play, they will get to pull, and it's only after a few hours of their playtime that they will watch the live stream. Then as for the global players, we're doing the opposite, which is we will watch the stream first. And once the stream is done, we'll be chilling for a little while, and then immediately we will enter into the Atto limited event. So it's quite hype in a sense. I think that the deliberateness of this comes from the fact that I don't know if I stated this in in a YouTube stream before, but I've definitely said this in a Twitch stream. If you all didn't know, sometimes I stream exclusively on Twitch. So for that matter, I basically mentioned that uh it almost feels like it's a bit of a marketing technique, because clearly when you think about the player base of global, right, AK has it's we don't have the smallest player base, but we definitely have like the smallest proportion of player base as a global population, right? Sometimes it's strange when we say that the number of people playing in the global server is the exact same as the number of people playing in the Japan server, right? That sounds like it's okay, but when you think about it, Japan is one country, and then global is many, many 100+ countries, and yet we only match that number. So I kind of feel like them placing Enfield into AK would make it such that if there are extra people who pop into my stream, or even any of the AK content creators stream tomorrow, the great thing is that if they choose to stick around, they choose to stay in the conversations, and they want to watch AK as well, maybe they will be interested. They don't need the whole wide world to become AK players, that's for sure. But I think to them, a plus is if even a small percentage, right, like 0.1% of the players suddenly say, oh, Enfield Arknights, what's Arknights? And then they get curious, and then they want to try the game also. And then they realize, wait, Arknights is having an anniversary while Enfield is doing this. Then, yeah, that's kind of the reason why that I think it's a pretty smart tactic that they do that. So oh well, enjoy the stream tomorrow, and then afterwards we'll join in on the Arto event. I'm so hyped. I'm hyped and nervous at the same time. Like adrenaline feels like it's pumping to think about it. Like my adrenaline is gonna be pumping tomorrow, and my adrenaline is gonna become pumping on the day of the release. It's crazy to think that it's so close. So yeah. Okay. My whole agenda of today is to do a few things. One, I want to look at all the pre-release content that Enfield have done. So they have some giveaways. They also have some promotional videos that they done of the units. I actually want to take. I'm gonna use both this stream and another stream before the Enfield drops itself to decide like what team I want to play or what team I want to use. Because as much as I want to play with everybody, it's just the same way as like, you know how in AK you can't exactly build everyone, right? Like that happens after years of playing the game. So at least for me, I have most of my AK units super built because I've already played the game for long. When the game first start, I can't expect that, right? I'm probably only expecting like 8 units, 10 units to be built. So I can't exactly play everyone. I do want to make the choice first as to who I want to play with, and then y'all can join me on that decision making. You don't have to match me, but at least you will understand like my own flow as to what I think about making a team. When going to Enfield. Then I'm also using this stream to talk about any of the hot topics. Yeah. So I think I've already released 2 parts of my Enfield review. Right. The first part was about the identity of AK in Enfield, and then the second is about the Enfield gacha. So I think we can always extend our conversations within this stream. Like if any of you have questions, if any of you were wondering certain things of the game, we can always use this stream to talk about. This is a short stream. This is like under 3 hours of a stream. But I just thought it was nice to get everybody hyped up and ready together with the stream as much as I am. Right. I saw one of you ask me a question actually. Very, very early in the stream. Let me see what it is. I think this was from YouTube. You asked, "Oh, am I preparing a bingo for the live stream?" I don't know what to prepare. I don't know what to put on a bingo board if I did a bingo. Like, I really can't tell what's gonna happen tomorrow. And there's things that if they did tomorrow, I will be surprised. Because I predict that it won't be announced. So as you see in the first and the second video that I made, right, I've proposed things that I think they should consider. But considering that I made those videos quite late, I don't think even if I made the videos anyways, in an earlier time, I don't know if they're even gonna watch the video and care about my response. There's a little part of me that says I shouldn't be alone in feeling certain way about the game. I believe that the CN people, because at the end of the day, the biggest AK community is CN, right? I believe that the CN reviewers, there should be some people who echo the same sentiments as me towards the gacha, towards the gameplay part of the game. So I don't think like there was any time sensitiveness to like, oh, I need to tell the whole wide world like this is good, this is bad type of thing. Like I think that's something that Hypergriff is well aware of. So they have their reasons for everything, right? I saw how a lot of people on YouTube responding to my videos saying things like, oh, companies are your friends, you know, they're all just greedy and whatnot. But I'm just there like, I don't know why us global audience tend to always say that companies are greedy. I think it's also because we're succumb to the Western game companies, which is so true. Yeah, Western game companies tend to be really, really greedy. And I'm not saying that that is different for the CN companies, but like, I also think of the fact that is it greed or is this just like apparently some people cannot accept the reasoning of production cost of the game being way higher, right? That is like the crazy thing about gacha games all the time is that gacha games are free. The game never forces you to pull. You force yourself to pull. The game's job is to make you feel like pulling. So if you succumb to it, that's on you. But like a gacha game feels good only if it makes you feel like pulling, and when you choose to pull, it's because you want to pull. Not so much because you feel like you need to pull. You get what I mean? Like I've always my payments in AK has always been done on the basis because I feel that I want to make the payment, I want to put in this money, I want to buy this character, I want to get this number of pulls because I like the gameplay, I enjoy what's going on. I don't mind putting extra money to experience an additional gameplay, right? And that if I quit the game, that being AK, or if the game falls, I won't regret that I put the money in because that's a problem whenever you sink money into a game, right? You've paid extra money, suddenly the sunk cost fallacy feels stronger. I don't have that with AK. Like, I don't really give a damn if AK is just gone all of a sudden. Because I enjoyed my time. And I want Enfield to do that as well. So, I think that's the part that I don't get to talk about this within the part 1 or part 2 of the game. That is, I think the reason why a lot of us love AK is because AK is a very generous game. And we end up falling in love with a lot of the different game modes. We love the balance of the game. That time to time, the bunch of us who actually start putting money in the game is because we like the game. So yeah, that's just how I see towards it. So I don't really think of it as like the evil or it's greed, that kind of thing. It's just make your own decision then, right? If you want to think that way, that all companies are there to grab your money. At the end of the day, you are the decider of your money. It's not the problem. I already see how a lot of people are also saying that after they came to understand the gacha from me explaining or even other people explaining, they're getting worried and then they're like, oh, I'm just going to turn free to play at this point. But like, okay, that's fine. The game is still going to feel great playing as a free to play player. But I mean, I can't say that in long term because at the very least, what I saw from the beta and what I saw in short term is that the game will be very comfortable. The number one worry I think a lot of people do have with Enfield is um will it end up looking like Hoyo, where every single new banner, the new character just outclasses the older characters. And then as a result, the older characters don't feel as fun, they don't feel as good to clear content. Right? That's I think what's on everybody's mind right now. That is, can the game maintain a good stability that everybody will feel good in order to use? So I wonder that, definitely. But we'll wait and see how that plays out. Okay, I extended a lot of discussion just from there. Is there a pre-registration bonus? If so, can I send the link? There is. You can pre-register now. Twitch, you have a very helpful feature, by the way. You have a highlight feature. If there's something that you all are saying and you want me to read, whether a statement or a question, try to use the highlight feature. It's a good way to use channel points rather than timing out Sharifu. Did I do the gacha website? I haven't done it yet, but apparently the gacha website closes in March, so like it's not so bad. Like I'm not in a rush to do it, basically. Oh, we reached it! Hey! Turn off the sound. Wait, what the frick is playing in the background? Is something playing in the background? Is it my Wu player? No, it's the fucking website. Why is the website so loud? What the hell? Okay. Congratulations! We reached it! Everybody get 10 poo! Everybody gets a weapon! And more poo. 20 poo. Okay, by the way, this gives me a little bit of certainty. The first banner, everyone will win. I'm saying it up front, I'm saying it up first. First banner, everyone will win. As in, like, even if you take few pools, or if you take 120 pools. I think the start of the game, because they're giving 20 straight up, and then seeing how... Like, I can't tell you how many they gave weekly. We still do not know that. But then you can buy tickets from the starting event. You'll be getting chests that will also give you a bunch of pools. You'll be completing missions. Yeah, I'm super sure. You'll be re-rolling. Oh, I can feel it. I feel like, right, some of you are going to be so worried about the gacha that you will end up re-rolling the gacha. So you're not re-rolling to just win on the banner. I feel like some of you will be so scared that the gacha doesn't feel good that you'll re-roll and like maybe try to get Surtur in 10 pools. And then you stay. Right? I have a feeling that's some of your techniques coming into the game. So that, you don't need to like hard pity and that kind of thing. But the problem is the weapon though. The weapon is such a headache. If you saw my recent video, I'm not sure if the weapon's gonna let you do the re-rolling that comfortably. I even feel like you're gonna get confused with the re-roll. If you've known nothing about the gacha system of the game, you might want to watch the second video. and understand how it is. Yeah, and rerolling may take some time in Enfield that I don't think you have the time to reroll. Enfield's try to stop rerollers just from the way the game works. You'll reroll only if you get Li Feng. What does that mean? What do you have against Li Feng? I legit want Li Feng on my account. What do you hate about Li Feng? Li Feng's such a good unit now. Actually, all the units are great. I'm so looking forward to getting them. Alright. There's another question that I saw just now. Y'all give me some time, yeah? I'm chasing the things that y'all ask, and then if there's topics that I want to initiate, I will do so. Let me see. Why do you think gacha games are more popular in Asia? I think that's a very simple answer, really. I think the Western countries, being the European countries and the Americans, they tend to have this connotation that gacha is bad. So whenever they see like, oh, it's a gacha thing, then they start to think predatory. They just want our money. Oh, these guys are greedy. There's no gameplay. All it is just, trying to make people feel bad and then make people spend money. Like, I think even though there is a big number of Hoyo players and Wua players in America as well, right? Like, there's tons of people who love Genshin Impact and Honkai in America, but the people who don't play those games also frown upon the people who do, because they just think of them as like, oh, these guys have fallen into the trap type of thing. There's a part of me that says that I think sometimes the people who feel that way maybe come from a place that is understandable because they have seen very bad marketing styles, right? Not just in the form of gacha. You see, like some of the live service game. Sometimes people will blame. I believe Ubisoft will be a big one, right? EA is another one. I think there's a few more companies that can be named, but they are always very up there as companies that people are just like, oh, these guys just want our freaking money, man. So they get very pissed off. So they get extra pissed off because gacha is like, there's less of a guarantee. It's one thing to upcharge a person by maybe saying, oh, you want this DLC, you want this particular additional content, and then it's $100 or like $80, right? But then it's another thing when it's gacha and then you have to spend so much freaking money to get a specific character. Like, if you're lucky, okay, you don't even spend at all, or maybe you just spend a little bit. But then when you start to look at the sad instances of gacha where people say like, I spent $1,000 to P6 something, then people will just look down upon it. I feel like Americans and Europeans have the tendency to be more against this. But for the reason why Asia is not as bothered with this is because Asia just have less people paying for the game. So the free-to-play population in Asia, I find, is much higher. And it's also because there is less purchasing power from us, right? Like, not a lot of us have that sort of salary. When I made the gacha video for Enfield, meaning the one that I just uploaded, right? There's already people who said that when I said 30 USD for a selected ticket in AK is considered like nice and cheap. It's not cheap to a lot of people, right? For some people, that 30 USD is like what? Me being able to eat my meal for 5 days in a week, right? The world of relativity is very scary because 30 USD is like maybe a regular day or two spending in some country, and then for another country, it's 10 days worth of food, right? So but the strange thing is also how spending money in game, like the amount that you spend in the game, becomes very like normalized, I would say, such that 30 USD is considered truthfully just very nice in the climate of tons of other games. Because when I said that the bigger gacha games don't have selected tickets, I mean like Wuwa, Honkai, Genshin, right? They don't sell selected tickets. There are some gacha games that do, but they sell it at a very, very big price, right? Sometimes it's actually at the 80 USD or 100 USD price. And that's very, very uncomfortable. Enfield might do that, but there's a way for me to say, hey, at least 3D game, and gacha is a lot more harsher over there. I guess if they want to upcharge, so be it. But it will be good because that's the part where you remove the gacha element. I say this countless of times, and if this is your first time hearing, congratulations, because you are listening to something that I made many people hear before. I hate gacha games. Okay, cannot for the life of me can justify gacha games per se, because it's irritating, right? To leave it to chance to get something. I just want definite products. It's the same thing as I hate subscriptions. All right, there are certain purchasing models in the world that I just get annoyed by, because why can't everything be like things that we own, right? This is the thing that we see in RAM. A lot of GPU and RAM discussions right now where people are saying, oh, we might enter a world where GPUs are so expensive and we start renting out GPUs and enter a subscription service. Annoying. But back into this whole gacha thing. I don't like gacha because, yeah, I see the bad side of gacha. I've had friends that I've seen that fall so deep into it, spending thousands of dollars because they think it's necessary. And then the regret only set in like a year later or 2 years later. Then they start to think maybe I should have spent $5,000 on the game. This $5,000 could have mean something else to me now. I'm very watchful of my spending when I play gacha games. That whatever money I put, I make sure one is within my means, and two, I like that I'm spending that money and I don't feel bad for putting that money in. But a lot of people don't have that kind of control. So that's one of the reasons that I don't enjoy gacha. And then at the same time, I end up not enjoying gacha if they give me too much FOMO. Actually, I won't say FOMO as in like feel bad for not getting that character. I'm okay to miss a character in a game. So, okay, I'm saying that funnily as a person who has every character in AK. But I've lived to the point that I'm a content creator after all, and I would love to have every character so that I can, make showcase videos or make whatever streams that I have, right? I can show off the newest units for you guys because you get interested by that. But if I was just a regular player, right, I would have been completely fine. Like if I lost the banner very badly, I would just say, screw it, I'll get this character somehow next time. The part where I say that I have a FOMO problem is when I see a game mode or when I see content that has free rewards or so-called free, right? There's no money. You don't need to spend $10 to get that reward. It's them saying, complete this event, complete this game mode in order to get all the rewards. So it happens in a lot of the bigger gacha games. I get really pissed when I feel like I cannot clear that game mode, not because I don't have the thinking capability or I don't have the skill to figure out the deployment order, the skill order. It's I inherently am missing someone to do it. Do you get what I mean? Because it happens in a lot of the other gacha content, right? That is, maybe I have to clear MOC, right? I'm stuck on, I don't know, MOC 8 or something. Then I try my best to like change the units. I change the squad. And then all of a sudden I'm just there like, what the frick? No matter how much I change, no matter how I try to refine it, I just cannot break the barrier to do it. And then when you look at the people on YouTube talking about how you should clear it, then you're just sitting there as like, what the fuck? It needs the latest banner. So what? I have to suck my thumb just because I didn't get the latest banner? Like, that pisses me the shit off when a gacha game does it. So I really need Endfield to not do that. It's like the biggest thing that I need them to do. IS6 definitely had that feeling, but at least IS6 is not time gated. Okay, so let me make that differentiating factor of IS6 and MOC. MOC has pools, right? But the pools is time gated. You have to complete it within the month. If you don't complete it within the month, then they change the MOC, right? They changed your revenue for pools. Then all of a sudden you have a new, thing where they hope that you have the latest banner. IS6 doesn't have pools, right? IS6 don't contain that. And it just has materials. And the other thing is it's not time gated. So with it not being time gated, the good thing is that at the very least, if you can't clear it now, you can take the time later on. So that's something that I really appreciate. Assuming AK is not a gacha game, how much would I pay for a 6-star in Arknights? No, okay. So that's the thing. It's fascinating because I hate gacha games, but AK became the one exception where, because the model of it is a gacha game, I actually think that's what makes it works. So I've never approved of much gacha games using gacha as the system of them earning money because it never felt warranted. It always felt like I'm there to pay for a PNG and I'm there to pay for lackluster things. But AK doesn't really feel like that, right? AK is more than that. It's like always having units that can add to your fun, that can add to your skill set, that can give you more reasons to enjoy that, you know? And like, I think it's great that AK doesn't make it such that if you imagine AK now, right, we have 400 units, and if it wasn't a gacha model, every single character in AK was a payable amount. So like 4 stars are $1, 5 stars are $5, 6 stars are 20. Crazy, right? Then you start multiplying that. It would be insane. But with it being a gacha model, this is the part where like the reason why AK feels nice as a gacha model also is that if I never played AK from the start of the game, I started playing AK now during this anniversary, I wouldn't feel so bad because I feel that the characters that I obtain, whether if it's an old unit or a new unit, they become like the start of my journey in the game. I progress with the units that I obtain. And it never feels shit, right? Because a lot of time, this is the famous quote that people give with AK is you can clear content with lower rarity units. So the fact that you get whatever character, you might not have the control over which specific character you get within your first month of the game. But the fact that no matter who you get, you can make it work, that I think is amazing of an experience. Then you don't feel that sort of need in order to, pay for the game just because or complete a certain game mode. Right? One, game modes are not time sensitive, as I said. And then two, even if they have a difficulty, you don't have to clear the hardest difficulty. It's on the smaller amount. So I'm just going to draw back into Enfield, right? That's what I need Enfield to do. I need Enfield to learn from that. That is, definitely a lot of people are going to feel shit if they lose on a certain 6-star. Like, oh, fuck, I didn't get this 6-star, banner so shit and whatnot. But actually, the minimum I need Enfield to achieve is, can you make it such that, let's say, Enfield lasted for 1 year, right? And then there's people who never played Enfield in that 1 year. When someone joins on the 1 year anniversary in Enfield, they pull for their starting characters, right? And they didn't pull the on-banner limited or like whatever character is the anniversary character, which is probably like what, some insane DPS shit, okay? They didn't get that. They got some other basic old character. They built that character. Any type of content, story, a bit more endgamey, a bit more hardcore content, can they clear it if they join at that time? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because if you join the game at the time, you miss that on-banner unit. And for whatever reason, all the older units, right, suddenly don't look good to pull. Then it's gonna feel like shit, what? Like, what the hell? I can't even play the game. You get what I mean? So, I feel like this is an aspect of the game that I simply cannot judge on beta. And like, even when the game starts for 2 months or 3, I don't know how that's gonna work. There's this thing where it's like, I need Enfield to run for a whole year. And then I'll figure it out. I wouldn't say that a whole year is like when I'll give the final judgment. I think it's every little patch that you do, right? From 3 months into 6 months into 1 year, we'll start to see the environment of Enfield shape up. There's so many different things that happen in Enfield, but it's kind of similar to how there's also a lot of things that happen in AK, right? Some of you have only recently joined AK, and sometimes you might feel like the UI, the list of things you can do is very overwhelming. But once you get in the flow, once you get used to it, you start to think like, hey, actually it feels very comfortable. You sit into it, you float with the water, right? Can Enfield make people feel comfortable once we are 3 months in and not feel like the pressure of the game is getting to us? So Anyways, that's that. Let me see. One of the problems that AK on global is the lack of localization. A lot of people don't speak English at all or are enough to play comfortably. That's true. That's true. I agree. That is one of the reasons why that global could have more people. Like if you think about it, CN works very well because most people just speak Chinese, so they can just localize it there. Japanese as well, Korean as well. But when it comes to English, actually you do sort of wish that you have localization to all the countries. Yostar could easily succumb to just saying, oh, let's just do auto-translate on everything. But hell no, do not AI auto-translate the story, the skills, and everything of AK. Because if that happens, oh my god, the amount of errors that can happen, right? But could they possibly invest in that in the future? It would be great. Yeah, so that is one of the things that I think Enfield does very well. That me and other reviewers probably won't have the time to talk about it. That is, Enfield is localized. If you didn't know, I believe the Italian language, I think Italian, French, I think Indonesian is in also. I have a feeling Russian is in. I'm not sure about Portuguese, German, and whatnot, but there's actually multiple languages. So you will get subtitles to whatever that you prefer, which I think that's very, very nice that they are getting into that. And I don't think it'll be perfect, but they will figure it out. So, yeah. I think they want to localize in as many languages as possible. Don't expect every single language to be ready on launch, but they will probably look at the audience and then think what to do. So yeah. You have a question. Do you think Hypergraph went as close to mainstream gacha with the gameplay or not? I hate the gameplay of big games. The relic farming with tons of stats is such. I want to answer no, but I don't know how to prove it. Because a lot of people, like, a lot of reviewers and sometimes even some of the people who play the game feels like it is, but I personally don't think it is. Because it comes down to how much those gear and essences, which is the slightly more random thing that you add to your weapon, how much does the game make you feel like you need it? If you think about AK, right, module is also like an additional thing that you put onto your unit, correct? It's almost like an add-on. But in truth, if you play AK, all your units are modless. You can actually just play the game just fine. You can clear content. Mod is like an extra thing that makes you feel like, oh shit, yes, my unit is hitting harder. That's like how I feel about Essence in Enfield. That is like Essence isn't that crucial. At least from what I see in the beta. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's good. You will feel your unit get stronger. But it's not a necessity at the current point of the game. But that is also where the worry comes in, which is like I don't know if we will reach a point where the essence feel like it's the difference maker. You know, okay, to me, it can be a difference maker if it means clearing the hardest difficulty. But it should not be the difference maker between someone getting maximum event reward or even an extra pool. So I don't get to elaborate it that much in my second video. But when I brought up CC, right? If Enfield does a CC like game mode or anything similar to that sort, they should always make sure that the rewards are kept at that difficulty. So like, imagine CC in Enfield, right? Don't give me shit like rewards are given at 33, risk 33. Do the same thing. Only give maximum rewards at risk 18. Where risk 18 becomes, the comfortable range for everybody to clear. Then when it comes to the hardest stuff, right? If it means getting the essence equal to me going from risk 31 to 32, so be it. But there's no reward. All it is you going to YouTube and flexing to the crowd and saying, guys, look at me, risk 33, baby. But there's no reward. You're just a flexer. You're just showing people, hey, I got this essence, haha. But like, It's not necessary. So, what I mean to say is, Enfield needs to make sure that essences are not a must. Essences are optional. Then that way, min-maxing or grinding it doesn't feel so shit. So, relics for me in HSR feels absolutely ass. And Genshin as well. Because the way they do the essences is that, the way that they do those relic attachments is they have 4 stats, right? And then afterwards, you start like with 2 stats or 3 stats. But in truth, the way to get the best relic is you want all 4, or is it 5? Whatever it is, too many stats, man. You want all 4 stats to be the ideal stats for everybody, correct? And then you want to high roll them. You want to make sure that those stats are like high crit rate, high attack. And then if one of them falls short and it feeds to something else that is like your 4th priority, you'll get pissed off, right? Because it's not the best possible relic buff that you can get. So Essence in Enfield is different. Because Essence in Enfield is there's only 3 stats, and those 3 stats go to your weapon. But the 3 stats are fixed. That's the first thing. There's no randomness. There can be randomness in terms of like, if you get an essence that only have 2 of the 3 stats that you want, you can just 1, use it onto something else, or 2, you ignore it for the time being. Because when an essence doesn't fit onto a weapon, there's a chance it fits onto a different weapon. So that's that. Then, those essences have this like, I wish I have a diagram to show you guys, because I think some of you guys are getting confused by what I'm saying now. But they have this +2, +3 thing. And those are like fixated for every essence that you get. So all you're doing is just hunting for an essence that have a higher number than that. So there's this unique thing where essences doesn't feel like you're getting a wasted essence per se. Even if you get an essence that's just slightly better, you just switch out to the slightly better one, and then you just switch out to the slightly better one. Like, you will progressively get better essences as you play the game. It's not really random. It's the RNG doesn't feel as shit, basically. You're not really losing that much. You're just gonna get a little joy that like, oh shoot, yes, I can switch. Until one day you finally get the maximum one that you get. So, yeah. The only issue you have with essence is that you accumulate too much in the purple essence, and it'll just collect to dust. I think you can change it to something else, right? Like for the ones that you don't want to use. I'm quite sure there's a thing that you can do with it. I don't know, man. When the game comes out, I'll be explaining essences a lot as a video, because it's the relic of the game. But I don't think people realize how that. Like, I didn't even choose to put it in my review of the the first one, the second, and even the third. I'm not even going to talk about essences in the third, because I just think it's a new concept that people, when you guys try the game, you'll get used to it, and then you start to understand that I think it's actually pretty freaking good. Like, if they did, okay, here's the thing. If essences copied what they did in Genshin and Hoyo, I'm actually like done. I'm not playing the game. I'm being serious. Because I hate it so much. But I really like what they did with Enfield. So, yeah. Because essence will become eventually it will become your daily grind. Like how it is a daily grind for you in the other games. But I don't feel as bad about this grind. It actually feels nice to do. So yeah. You hear that it's close to certain things from MMO. When some people watch me play, some people were saying it feels like Monster Hunter. But I didn't play Monster Hunter that far to remember what the attachments of Monster Hunter feels like. But yeah, a lot of people linked it to MMOs, and then they said that it's actually quite nice. That's what it is. Anyways, that's that for Essence. That I get to speak of. So wait, sorry. I narrow or tunnel vision my discussion, because your question is, do I think if the gameplay is very close to mainstream gacha? I don't think so. Those of you on YouTube, because you guys might not watch my Twitch, you all probably didn't know, I crashed out watching Lisara's review. I don't really give a damn that I'm openly saying her name, but she did a review of Enfield, and I crashed out because she was talking about how the game has no strategy, and then I was listening to the reasons why, and I'm just there like, what the frick did you play? What the hell was your gameplay when you were doing Enfield? Because she was complaining how there's like nothing to do. There's everything that you do is very repetitive. You just press skill, you press E, that kind of thing. But and then she thinks that out is very useless in the game. So I'm just there like, I kinda agree, okay? Because that's how I felt when I first saw the game. And I didn't understand what the fuck the combat was doing. But then when I start to read into the combat more and more, then I start to understand that, wait, you don't just hold button. You don't just... So one of the complaints that she has is how the QTE feels very basic. Like, as soon as you see the E on the screen, right, you just press E. But then Enfield doesn't, like, punish or even make it a need for you to plan those skills or E, especially at the start. When you first start the game, right, trust me, your gameplay is gonna be hold mouse button or hold your controller button or your phone, whatever it is, okay? You're holding your auto attack, you see enemy, skill 2, oh shit, E, hold skill. Like, you won't understand what the fuck is going on, okay? But when you start to read into it more, then you'll start to understand that, wait, what if I don't use the skill so quickly? What if I use the skill, there's a combo attack, right? I don't immediately use the combo attack. I'm gonna hold the combo attack for a while. Then I time the combo attack. Then I use the next skill, right? And then maybe I chill. Hold on. Don't perform the final strike yet. Now perform the final strike. Then use an E. Then use a skill. Like, I don't think people realize that the combat... So this is maybe a problem that Enfield has, which is you're not exactly rewarded for discovering these things yet in the game. And it's really because there isn't hard enough content that makes it such that you must do it. But I find that once you get there, once you get to the difficult stuff, right? Casuals will play this game like you don't need to care about any skill. You don't need to care about how you use or time the QTEs. Once you start going to the end game stuff and people start complaining, oh, stat bloat, HP inflation, oh, enemy hit too hard. Yeah, that's the point when the game starts to say, do you even understand how to use your units? You get what I mean? Because that's how I already felt towards like the later part of the game. That when they... So Beta 2 had a bit of a showcase of what a difficult content would look like. And the funny thing is, I saw a lot of gacha content creators complaining that they felt that it was mimicking like what's going on in the bigger gacha games. It just feels like a HP stat, you know, like the enemies just hit too hard. You can't even do anything. But I haven't tried it myself. I'm just there like, I think you probably think it's very hard because you don't even understand what the enemy is doing. You don't even know like the units that you use, how are they supposed to synchronize with each other in order for you to have a good playtime when you enter the battle. So, in a sense, I find that the whole combat gameplay thing, there's a lot more to learn that you need to discover slowly over time. Rightfully speaking, everyone will play Enfield wrongly on the first week of the game. Okay, I'm going to assure you that everyone will play this game. I wouldn't say wrong is a bad thing. It's just they won't play the game at the peak of what it can offer. Because to them, it's just going to be hold button and just press button when you think about it. But once you start to imbue it in you, that you realize timings, sequences, patterns are very important. Then you'll start to think, wait, it's a lot more elaborate. Maybe let me take my time to understand what's going on. So, yeah. It's kind of like how people play AK wrong at the start. Actually, that's quite true. A lot of people play AK wrongly at the start. Because a lot of people play AK like, you know how when you play a classic tower defense, you place your units to the back, and then after you face your units forward. You don't even do split lane. You just face your unit forward. And that's why everybody feels TR15. Because they're looking at the Jessica thinking, my Jessica's facing one lane. Why can't I clear this tutorial? They don't seem to realize that the Jessica can face two lanes. And then they go watch Kills V. Right? So I think that's gonna happen in Enfield as well. That is, there's gonna be things that people don't seem to understand why it works. And it'll take their time. So yeah. Um I don't so again, I'm just gonna re-answer your question. I don't think Enfield's gameplay is similar to the mainstream gacha. It just doesn't feel that way. I don't think the journey of playing it will feel that way. But that's just my take. I can't prove it to you. I feel like the only way for me to prove it to you is you play the game yourself. Then you come back and we discuss again if you think it's similar or not. But oftentimes when I played the beta test, I would ask the people here who also played the beta test, which is, do you think it feels like the other games? I think occasionally some of you might feel that way, but I think more of you would say, no, it doesn't feel that way, right? Are there anybody here who played beta test 2 or beta test 1? How's the gear in Enfield? Is it gacha stat gear? We talked about that. You missed the convo. I'm not gonna restart the convo. It was the one right before this. Wait, beta test 2. Does it, so like, I mean, if you say you played beta test 2, do you all feel like it was similar to the Hoyo games? I just don't think it was. Okay, that's that. While you all put your own short review, if any of you on YouTube or Twitch have a say in this. It was fun the first 15-20, but you got bored of the combat after that. Do you feel like you got bored because um do you feel like you got bored because you didn't know what was happening, or you knew what was happening and then it didn't suit you? Because I think it's a bit of a difference. It's basically similar as easy. You'll be surprised how much play optimization you can squeeze out. Yeah, correct. You will end up like realizing there's a lot of little things that you can do about the combat. You play beta 2, you don't feel like it's like the Hoyo games. But the number one thing about Enfield, I think, is it visually looks like those games. No, it can be faulted that it like, what are you supposed to do? It's the same genre. How is it supposed to look different? All action RPG games, even non-gacha ones, start looking the same. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to see your Reddit thing. Yeah. Oh, yo, this game lit. This game sucked. Yeah, I guess that's the summary. You have to understand, people say they look similar because they only played one game before. I suppose maybe that's why. So what else? Block shifting and pause tricking in AK was a game changer for me. Actually, there's that kind of thing in Enfield though. Oh, okay, wait. I know one of you said that you got bored in Enfield by playing 15 to 20 hours. I'll tell you another reason, okay? There's a part of me that makes me feel I got bored. I'll tell you why. I got bored because I couldn't build everyone. That one frustrated me a little bit when I was playing beta test 2. I didn't have this problem in beta test 1 because beta test 1 they gave a lot more resources, but in beta test 2 they started to give less, which makes me feel like they are trying to mimic what would happen in the game, which I think is fine. You shouldn't be able to build everybody fast, but the thing that I find with Enfield is that the reason why I'm going to personally enjoy the game is not about playing a team of 4 and then sticking to the team of 4 for the first 2 months of playing the game. Enfield has so many different characters. Okay, I say that when when some of you are gonna be like, wait, so many? Like less than 30? What the fuck you talking about? But no, those 30 characters, right, are so different from each other. That's I think one of the things that people don't quite understand. The reason why I think I like this that they did this whole action genre and why I think they're doing better than the others is the fact that from the 4-star to the 6-star, the way that they do things in combat are just not one of like it's not a copy for copy. You're not just slashing, sword, and then like just gun, the kind of thing. Like everyone does something different. So the defenders have the ability to parry, which none of the other classes can parry, right? The parry mechanic is so freaking fun. But I couldn't play it in beta test 2 because I didn't have the time and the resources to build a snowshine or a catcher or a ember. I didn't even get ember in my beta test 2. Right? The casters are really fun. The casters being the gun wielders, right? So the playstyle of Wolfguard versus Yvonne. Actually, it's just those two, right? No, and Fluoride. Oh, Fluoride is a pain. I had a conversation with I'm spoiling Supa's video, but like I had a conversation with Supa. If we both think Fluoride has a problem in the game. We think she's the one character that might legitimately have a problem in the game. The rest of the characters are fine. But we don't understand why Fluoride is the way she is. Because she doesn't synchronize well with people currently. Yeah, the prettiest character in the game actually has a problem with a kid. Problem as in good or bad? Bad. Her role in the game is DPS. But her kid is so unsynergized with her role. It's really weird. But anyways, Wolfguard is fine. And Yvonne is fine. And Wolfguard versus Yvonne plays very differently. Visually, the feeling that you get on your keyboard or your controller, the thinking process of how you use them is very good, very different. Then even the physical dealers, they kind of operate quite different as well. Even though you will put them all in the same team. But Li Feng doesn't attack the same way as Pogranishnik does, right? Chen and Da Pan also doesn't quite do the same thing. Even though they're both the lift and knockdown characters. And Enmin is also quite one of a kind, being the only person that can cast the crystal. The electric teams are also super cool, right? Avrina is very unique in her skill set. Arclight is super ADHD pilled with how often you can spam her skill, but it's fun as hell to use Arclight. And Pelika is a great support on the team, right? Alash is also super fun. I'm so glad that they added that new 5-star Alash. Alash is very fun to play. So, okay, let me tell you my objective? Motive? I'm not sure. Whatever word that fits, okay? I'll use the word motive. My own goal as a content creator for Enfield is that I'm pretty certain a lot of content creators out there will have the objective to tell you, this is the strongest squad in the game. This is the most meta team. This unit will one cycle everything if one cycle is a thing in the game. Okay, whatever it is. Okay? You're gonna have content creators like that. You're gonna have content creators who tell you like, you must pull this character. This character's insane. But having played beta test 2, if I was a player, I wouldn't give a shit about these things. I'm not saying you can't watch them. Please feel free to watch them, especially if you like the way I edit their content. But I wouldn't choose to do that because when I played it, I felt that the reason I'm going to enjoy the game isn't to chase every single isn't to chase the strongest characters. Enfield has so many fun characters that just makes me wish I was playing them all. You get what I mean? Because, okay, think about it this way. So what if the strongest team was Pogranishnik, Li Feng, Enmin, and Chen? Right? I'm gonna miss out on playing Snowshine. Snowshine's so fucking fun! I really want to play Soulshine. Who cares if she's not as strong as them? Or like, I want to play with Alash on the team. But he might not end up in the strongest team in the game. But his kit is just so good. It's like, I feel that the difference between how I look towards Enfield and HSR plus Genshin is that the characters in Enfield feels more like they have a fun factor to them rather than a pure content factor. You understand what I'm saying for this? Like a lot of time when I play in HSR, I feel like the reason why I'm pulling the character is because apparently this character is busted. It's gonna game break something for the next 3 months and be irrelevant. Right? And then I'll feel good that it game broke something, and then later on I phase out the fact that this character is irrelevant. But Enfield doesn't feel that way. Enfield feels like, bro, new unit, let's go. Let me build them. Let me use them in the team. Let me see what they can do. Right? I legit like want to play a team that makes me go, freeze, shatter, freeze, shatter. Like I want that team. All I want to play is Leviathan. I want to burn the shit out of everything. Hit inflict, hit inflict, hit inflict. And like, go, Sutter, whack everyone with your big DPS. Like, I think team discovering in Enfield is legit so fun. You know? That makes me feel like it's different. Or I just want to poison everything. I want everything to be corroded. I want everything to drop to 0 defense because that's what corrosion is. So, I don't feel like there is a need to chase the strongest team in Enfield. I feel like the importance of playing Enfield is discovering the teams that you want to play. You know? Like, that I think is very important. Oh yeah, one of you asked if is potential very important in Enfield. As far as I saw, no. I don't think it's as significant as people think. Like, when you read the language of the potential, like what it upgrades, it makes it sound very good. Attack up, skill increase by 3 seconds, you know, or extra fragility 10%. But then when you think about it, right, when you really you go from paper to practice, you start to realize the benefit is for a very small amount. That doesn't quite make a difference. I won't say it doesn't make a difference. It could make a difference in like really, really difficult shit. But I don't think it makes a difference at all in casual content. You know? So, yeah. It's more impactful than AK potential, yes. But I don't think it's as impactful as how Hoyo does it. So, there's that. My whole point now is being that, yeah, this is the reason why I don't feel like Enfield is like the other games. I feel that the game lets me discover how I want to play. And that's very important. That's also my advice to you guys who's watching the stream right now. Okay, bear with me. You're gonna listen to me say this in this stream, the next before Enfield release stream, and on the Enfield release day. Okay, that you're gonna keep me hearing saying this. Please play the game in your own way. I think you will have the most fun getting a character, seeing how the character attacks, and then you realize, wait, this shit cool. I want to play that character. Now, how do I make a team out of that character? Like, I also love Ember, by the way. I was really, really sad that I couldn't play Ember. I saw one of you saying, can you make a team with Ember? I believe you can, but the problem is I didn't get her. Actually, no. I wanted to add Ember to my physical team. I was going to face Enmin now. Because I didn't quite like Enmin and Progradishnik in the same team. So, yeah. Is Team Com very important? Can't say Team Com is not important, because Team Com is also important in AK. It's more like, is Team Com flexible in Enfield? To which I would say, yes, flexible, but not to the extent that you are expected to put anything with anything. You do need to understand why they work together. Because if you don't, then you'll have an anti-synergistic team that doesn't even have any skills turned on. So, there's that. That's that for the combat, that I would say. I never got to test how good Crush is for the physical team. Yeah. Team building is what defines most ARPGs. It's made to slow power creep if done properly. Yeah. Yeah, power creep in this game is probably one of the big things that a lot of people are wanting to pay attention to, right? That is, in 3 months' time, do I immediately have a character feeling kind of shit? So there's that. Okay, I took so long to answer a singular question that the stream has been going on for a while now. If I have a list of questions I didn't see, bear with me. Okay, I might skip certain things. If I skipped your question, um, yeah, actually it would be nice if I just made a Q&A Discord channel and I use that, right, rather than using the YouTube and Twitch. Maybe we do that the next stream, the last stream before Enfield drops. But I hope to not answer the same questions again. Likely I have to, but we'll see. Um, let me see. Do we know about the end game yet? You worry about that. I'm not worried. Knowing, even if it doesn't exist on launch, I have no worry. You have too much. Okay, if endgame doesn't exist on launch, there is no reason to worry because trust me, you have to play a lot of hours to get through everything. Valley 4 is so heavy. Ling is also extra heavy. You're not needing to play endgame till like 2 months in the game, I would say. If any of you are speedrunners, I'm gonna say 1 month in the game. Wait, I just need to know how much pulls will we get in a week. That will decide if I'm an F2P or a light spender. Oh, I agree. I saw people still arguing with the gacha part. Oh, I've lost a lot of questions. Wait, guys, should I legit create a temporal Discord channel now to perhaps receive questions? What do you think? I'm losing track. I don't know who to answer first. Then at least it'll be in order. Should I do that? Okay, let me do that. Okay, guys, if you go into my server has this thing called the Great Hall. All right, it's right here. Okay, if you need to ask the questions, you ask it from here. It'll be so much easier for me. Uh, yeah. I can do a Q&A tomorrow. I could. No permission. My bad. Yeah, here you go. Ask here, ask here. No, but it's, by the way, the whole point of today is to talk about our hope of the release stream also. Because everything we talk about could change tomorrow, right? So, yes. Okay. Have I forgot to use the bathroom when I play Enfield? No. My bladder calls to me more than I play a game. Have you seen the number of times I go to the toilet even while playing Arknights? What is my favorite food? Wow, what a good question. I have favorite flavors. Just give, if you ever meet me in person one day, just take note. You can either give me anything that has either cookies and cream, red velvet, or cream cheese. If you give me something that's flavored all in one, like all three flavors, you're god. Oh, fuck you guys! Fuck you, Twitch, for saying spicy. Fuck you! I fucking lost it in the toilet this morning. Because I ate spicy food on stream yesterday. My stomach gave way eating fucking spicy noodles yesterday. Oh, I was going to see a doctor today as well, and I was thinking whether or not to tell the doctor, I'm so sorry, my fucking stomach's on fire. Not YouTube. Why is YouTube to blame? YouTube wasn't on the stream yesterday. Okay, guys. There's a Q&A channel on Discord. If you want me to answer questions, go there. Wait, let me do this real quick because I'm doing that. Let me do it like this. What's your thoughts on enemy type and their AI, or how they feel while fighting, bro? I'm not gonna screenshot and keep this, am I? Are they memorable and interesting to fight? Uh, I loved the Wuling enemies a lot. I found the enemies in Valley 4 really dull, I would say. So, the Valley 4 is literally your first region, right? You will meet the Landbreakers, you'll meet the Angerloi. They. You see, the reason why I feel like people will also think it's dull and yet it's not a problem is because the equivalent of these enemies, right, is literally this. Valley 4 enemies will legitimately just feel like this to this. Like here. Like you see everything here? This is Valley 4. This is like the equivalent. But they're nothing. Yeah, the Landbreaker design, by the way, they are the design of those rock formations and they are the soldiers and whatnot. But there's no ability, there's no stuff that goes in. Oh, there's an explosion spider. There is an explosion spider in Enfield. They added that. It's the snail. The snail will explode upon reaching low health. But there's technically this similar enemy in Enfield. I didn't enjoy him though. I found him very annoying. Because he keeps teleporting away. His mechanic is that if you get too close to him, he will run away and teleport. Which also kind of means that he kind of prefers that you use range units against him. But the problem is, you probably have a mixed team anyways. So if your unit has a melee AI, they will just go to him. But then it kind of advises that you control a range unit because the range unit hit him. If he TPs, you don't have to run towards him, right? You're using a range unit to deal with him. So it's okay, but I don't really quite enjoy the enemy. The dodging enemy is fine. It's quite silly of an enemy, but it's not my favorite for sure. Uh, it has a nice weakness, which is you're supposed to hit it when it's trying to hit you, which a lot of people don't realize that was the mechanic of the enemy. Um, giant metal crab in Enfield looks intimidating. No, there are giant-looking enemies in Enfield. I would say giant though. Actually, they look giant at the start of the game. Then you realize they are medium size. Okay, I'll tell you, the part when Enfield got interesting was when what you thought was the biggest enemy is not the biggest enemy. Like, you know that bosses will be bigger. But when you see the elite enemy that you thought was the bigger size was the cat, then you start to look at another bigger size one and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I think the first enemy that really impressed me was the bull. There's an enemy with a horn in front of it. And it really reminds you of Monster Hunter. Okay, I'm not going to show you an image because maybe some of you are avoiding spoilers. But that is in Valley 4. And I really like it. Oh yeah, sorry, it's not a bull. It's more like a rhino. It really reminds you of Monster Hunter. And I like that. I love the fact that the enemies in Enfield will make you feel like MH. And it doesn't feel like the other games. You know what I mean? It's very homely. Yeah, the more Monster Hunter like the enemies look, the more I love the game. Which is great because it's not the only enemy that's like that in the game. The frog enemy in Wuling is so good. So good. I will not get enough of it. I think it's legit one of my happiest enemy that they made. The tiger in Wuling is also brilliant. The giant flying slime is damn good. The fucking it looks like a shape of a tooth. The enemy. That one is so fun. But that's the part where like I really do not. I don't know why they didn't make Valley 4 cooler. It is my biggest gripe of the game because I can tell you for sure, right? Valley 4 gives a really insufficient impression of what the enemies in the game can be like. Legitimately, because Valley 4 is just this. And Valley 4, you're playing for like what, 50 hours? You're playing 50 hours of enemies that don't feel like anything. It's quite sad. It helps that in AK, right, when you're playing chapter 0 to like chapter 4, it happens quite fast. Because you do it within like 1 hour. But then afterwards, when you go to Wuling, you're like suddenly slapped with the oh my god, everything's out to kill me kind of thing. And it's really cool. I wouldn't say, okay, what event does Wuling feel like? Now that you all put it that way. What is the sensation I get from playing the second region? Let me see. Yeah, like, I think this is not bad. It feels like this. The level of happiness of like when I say level of happiness, I mean like the first discovery and then also playing through the world, playing through the enemies of the stuff, right? It feels really good to experience them. So alright. Any more enemies in Valley 4 that I thought was really good? No, flamethrower is very boring. Axe and hammer. You okay, I'm so sorry this is a spoiler. Take one spoiler, okay? Take one spoiler. It won't ruin you, alright? But these guys are in the game. Not the same. They're not one for one. They're not the same lore character. Okay? But you're gonna meet them. Very similar mechanic. You're gonna meet these two in 3D. And this is a Valley 4 enemy. These two are good. So look forward. They're not the same. Okay, like I said, they're not called Corrupted Knight and Withered Knight in the game. They're called something else. Guys, wait, if YouTube's lagging, I suggest you refresh. It might help. It might. I can't be sure. I'm waiting for them to add some of these cool enemies in the game, man. I want them to add files. Definitely the enemies in Enfield will be cooler than these. Because it's in 3D after all. So I can't wait. I can't wait for them to adapt some of the mechanics that you see here into a 3D environment. So, yeah. Okay, let me see the next question. Wait, this is not in order. What is a thing that was not in beta or you didn't like in beta that you would like to see in the release stream? That was not in beta or I didn't like. Technically, most of my YouTube reviews should have answered that already, though. Wouldn't it? Okay, big things. I'll just give a very nice big laundry list. Give me my 6-star yellow certificate back. Why did they remove it? I'm not sure why they remove your ability to farm for weapon currency in the game. Because you can't farm it, right? The problem that I said in the second video is they make it such that it's only locked to your first pool currency. I have a feeling this will change. I think this one, if I had to do a one-time one bingo board, I think they will announce that there will be a change in the way the weapon currency work. I don't think they will change the character, but I think they'll change the weapon. I'm not like super guaranteed and certain that that is true. Game wise, what is something? Oh, I want to know what the fuck is their content cycle. If the release stream dare to tell me that like I don't know if tomorrow will be the day that they tell us. Oh wait, guys, by the way, I've been clicking on my OBS only to realize that this has been hiding in my corner. I'm so sorry. I've been thinking, what the hell is this on the side of my screen? And then I say, oh shit, it's that. Why is she tilted? Why is she tilted? Someone didn't watch YouTube video. Get him. Get him. You've been revealed. Anyways, what do I want them to add? I need them to tell me how the events will work in Enfield. So, someone wrote this in my second part review also. That is, if the game doesn't add like side events that have good story, new region, new enemies, I'll be so turned off. I need Enfield to not adopt the same content cycle formula that the bigger gacha games are doing. Seriously, I need them to like don't do the fucking boring ass random festival, random game, like not even game mode, you know. Game mode is fine if it's flash, but don't give me like rhythm game in my gacha game, you know, or let's do some puzzle, guys. Why don't I like minigame simulator? Boring as fuck. I wanna play combat. I wanna read a story. I wanna experience new enemies. Don't give me boring shit that I can play. If you're gonna give me a rhythm game in the fucking gacha game, I'd rather as well play a real rhythm game. Right? Don't give me fucking like, oh, shoot the target balloon. Yeah, I'll play some other game for that. I'll go play Val for that, okay? It's okay. If they want to do this small little mini game, it's fine. Make sure the small little mini game comes with a good big content. You understand what I mean? Because that's what AK does, right? AK releases, for example, this Pepe event. You see how it comes together with the freaking Balatro looking game mode, right? But the Balatro game mode is not the only thing in the patch update. It's the fact that you get the full flash event. Same for the Ato event, right? Ato event has new stages for you to play, new enemies for you to play, new boss for you to see. But it still has the mini game, right? It still has that narrative, you know, choose your adventure mini game. That's fine. Do that. Do small mini game plus big content. You know, that's really what I want in Enfield. So, how do you consistently make new enemies in 3D ARPG? I don't know. I want to say I don't have a good answer to that, except the fact that if they did it in AK, I want to hold some belief they can do it in Enfield. Because look at AK. Just look at how many enemies we freaking have. Right? It's not impossible. If AK till today can give us enemies that still makes us go, what the fuck is going on? Enfield can do that. We're already at 1,000 enemies in AK, and yet they still don't feel the same, right? It's crazy. just how innovative they can still be. So if this is what I need them to do, but then in 2D, it just means that there's more effort. So yes, there will be more effort in order to creating those assets, creating those enemies. But if they have the resources, it means it's possible, right? For them to do it. So yeah, they can't make the game too big. Actually, you all know that the game is not very big now, right? Do you all know the size of the Enfield for like mobile right now? I think it's slated. I know it's slated to be under 20 GB for mobile. Because I think it's already 30 GB in PC. I think so. It's 30 GB. Wait, I need to check. Okay, wait. I'm gonna check my Enfield file now. Hold on. Let me see what beta did. Field. Where's my Enfield? Wait. I need to check the. It's because I still have the beta after all. Hmm. This is a shortcut. Can you tell me? Can you tell me where it's from? My Enfield on my PC is 40. 45? Yeah, it's 45 GB on my PC. Hey, where did the Q&A go? What the hell? But 45 GB is less, right? Than the other games. What is the other games now? 45 GB is minuscule for a 3D game, right? So to me, it's like, I think they have the space to do more assets if they wanted to. What is 100? HSI is 160. Huh? It's 160? No way. That's at launch. Correct. That's at launch. You guys are not comparing like, yeah. HSI was 70 to 80 at patch, like at launch. Oh. Watering is now 117. Yeah, but we're all looking at like current state of the game. We're not comparing like at launch. So anything can happen towards it. I think the funny part about Enfield is that it's still not fully optimized as well. Like it's already very optimized, but I don't even think it's the peak of the optimization yet. So that makes me quite hopeful that if they have all that space, right, it'll be quite great. Oh, wait. Yes, you just reminded me. This is something that I will say about the game. I hope that we don't feel the situation where older maps are sitting in our game as dead space. Because that might feel the same in the case of AK, right? If you think about AK, what is your dead spaces right now? You're not going to go back into chapter 0. You're not going to go back into chapter 1. But at the very least, these space don't feel too bad, right? You do occasionally go back into these supply stages. And yes, IS is there always for you. Okay, fine to take the space. RA, whatever, fine to take the space. I'll play it when I finally feel like playing it, right? And all this farming stuff. But, wait. Oh! Okay, but this is going to look like Enfield also, right? If you think of like all your first regions in Enfield, they're going to look like this. These are dead spaces, right? I kind of hope that Enfield will figure something out in terms of still making sure that the things that are already storage stuff in your place can still be good to use, you know? Because it's kind of like, Like if we did a story in Wuling, which Wuling is essentially like Yen in Enfield, right? And if they were to go back to Wuling again, can they do a cross-regional event? But it needs to make sense. It needs to feel like there's a flow, and it's not like they're trying to make us bounce back and forth between maps for the sake of it. It needs to feel good to do it, you know. And then there must be a reason why you want to revisit those parts of the map in order for you to do so. Because otherwise, then you'll always be stuck within your new region. And then what's the point of having all this space in your game? I don't think that's something that the other games do very well. So yeah. Any other things that I don't like in the beta? I don't know. I actually like a lot of things in the beta. I just like the gameplay. As long as I like the gameplay, I'm very happy. Oh shit! I know. Just give more. I just have problems with the starting region. That's all. Which I don't know if they're going to even change. I'll be so shocked if tomorrow's live stream they suddenly say, "Oh, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, we overhauled Valley 4 like 3 times, and then like when we did beta test 2, we already overhauled Valley 4, but like we weren't ready to show it to you guys." Like it would be so funny if beta test 2 felt a little bit lousier because they were mentally trying to lower everyone's expectations, and then magically in tomorrow's stream, boom, game fixed. So yeah. Cashtan, can you stick to one element team all the way till the end game? Personal preference. No one's stopping you from doing it. Can you? Yes. Okay. Are regular gacha players or general gaming audience hyped for this? I think everyone is. I think even regular gaming developers are hyped for Enfield because they're very surprised that one, it's a free to play game using a gacha model, and yet it's so elaborate and there's a lot of things going on in the game. I think everyone in the gaming sphere is turning their eyes to Enfield. Not necessarily that they think it'll be a game they play. Everyone's just watching. There are people watching with pitchforks, ready to like grill this game if it turns to shit. There's people who are like gonna like shield for the game. There's all types of people, really. So yeah. Yes, I know the Q&A channel. Regarding Enfield, am I hoping that the world is filled with more scattered voice logs, like in Bioshock or Hidden Quest? Oh, that is a nice part of the game. Yes, the voice logs that happens in the game. It is very Bioshock-like. And I love Bioshock as a game. I would love to replay it one day. I think when Enfield has a date period, as typical, games will have date period for you to farm and then wait till the next patch. I would love to revisit Bioshock one day. I haven't even finished Bioshock Infinite. No, not even finished. I haven't even started. And I've been wanting to play Bioshock Infinite so badly. Yes, I hope that Enfield will have a lot of hidden quests. Because that makes me feel more RPG-like of a game. There are hidden quests in Enfield, which is not heavy on the rewards, but it feels nice to discover them along the way. There's hidden quests, there's hidden logs that has a little bit of storytelling to it. Whether the storytelling is like that valuable is another thing to ask, because there are some of them that makes me feel like extra exposition I don't need. But there's also others that's like, something's interesting here. Who is this story talking about? Why are they important? This just makes me remember something. I need Enfield to tease future characters or tease future events like how AK does it. I feel like the other gacha games don't really do it. You all understand what I'm saying? Like how NPCs in AK are a big thing, and you can have someone having an elaborate NPC model for like 3 years of the game, and they still don't become on banner until they finally be on banner. I want Enfield to do that. I want Enfield to blue ball everyone. Everyone's gonna drool over fucking. Oh, yeah, wait. Okay, I dare Enfield. You know the freaking dragon girl in that you guys might have seen in Enfield? I dare them to not make a banner for her for at least 2 years. Please. Please. Don't. You can make me Fu and Tang Tang as a banner. I think everyone's expecting that to happen. Don't make the Dragon Girl a pullable character for at least 2 years. Do it. So yeah. Kill her? Oh, that's even worse. Why do you come up with that idea? I'm just telling you not to put in the banner and you say kill her. Oh my god. But seriously, they should. They should release very, very good NPCs. And then we'll realize that not everybody can be in the game, right? That's how it is in AK. I want them to tease about the other worlds. So, a lot of you probably ignored spoilers from, not watching my beta gameplay. And that's fine. Hopefully you get to play the game or even join when the game releases. But during the beta, I was taking a lot of effort to like read the character logs and see the conversations of the game and how they talk about other parts of the world. It's okay. I think what's so exciting is that literally from the start of the game, almost 10 different regions have been name dropped from the start of the game. Like 10 different regions on the Talos 2 planet. Which the 10 different regions are supposed to be almost very similar to what we will hear in AK. So there is already said to be, there will be an Australia region. Because the Australia region is called Alloy Carrot. There is La Phantoma, which I think La Phantoma is supposed to be. Is La Phantoma Siesta? I suddenly can't remember. Is it Colombia or Siesta? Yeah, there's an Ursus in Enfield. It's not called Ursus, I can't remember. Oh, La Phantoma is Bolivar. Okay, my bad. Um, there is a Sami in the game. There is a Yerek in the game. Uh, there's a Higashi in the game, I think. Yes, there's a Higashi in the game. Basically, all the regions are likely in the game, but renamed. No, I think Rankwood is in the game. Yes, Rankwood, which is where Phantom was from. That's supposed to be like Gaul, right? Is it supposed to be like Gaul? No. Rankwood is part of Colombia. Rankwood is in the game. So yeah, the beta actually teased a lot of regions, which is exciting because it's like, yeah, I really want to build a base in a freaking Iceland. Or you let me build a base in a freaking hot ass desert, you know? Let me explore these regions. I want them to, by the way, Ling is unbelievably pretty. It's so good. That city is designed so well. And like, okay, wait. By the way, am I right to say this? I saw some people complaining about the recent HSR update. Some people were saying how the recent world looks really boring. It's like Penacony 2.0. Is that true? I'm not following that tightly. It's just something I saw. It's got Planacadia. Oh, it's another fake world. Oh, that's boring, eh? Oh, it is Penacony. It's another simulated world. Oh, it's supposed to be Japan. Damn. But right, I legitimately think Valley 4 will impress no one. But I think Ling will impress a lot of people. It's so pretty. It's like Ling City gave me the impression of any of you Maplers here? It made me feel like, you know how in Maple Story you would sit in the non-enemy map and then like you will sit with your chair at Hennessy's or Illenia. Then you just sit there, you let the BGM play, you chill with your friend or alone, whatever it is. Then you just enjoy the fact that you're in the game. That's what Wuling City feels like. It's so good. Um, I hope that you all will get to love it also. So yeah, I think it's gonna be enjoyable. So if they can always deliver at that level of world design, I think the game will always be super look forward to with every new patch update. Like I want them to show me how they would design Japan. I want them to show me how they'll design the European countries, the American countries. Like legit, that region made me feel like I just got teleported to China. It's so nice. Valley 4 doesn't feel like anything because it's like Valley 4 is when you ask a person, where would you like to travel to in the world? They'll tell you like, oh, Switzerland, oh, give me Australia, give me, California. No one goes saying, put me in a fucking valley. Put me in a place where I see rocks and stones. That's just what Valley 4 is. Put me in a factory. Put me in a fucking industrial land. Ah, yeah, okay, you know what? That's the best way to say it. Put me in Amazon. That's Valley 4. I'm in Amazon. I don't mean Amazon forest. Amazon. So that's why I think it's not gonna be the most exciting start. But I think once you get past that, you can really look forward to everything in the world. So that's my commentary towards what it is. Oh, I would love to see a real volcano. I said not a real volcano in real life, but I would love if they did a volcano in Enfield. Show me a volcano, show me a snowy land. I wanna see Snowshine skiing in a certain storyline. Would make me so happy to see her skiing. Right? Oh, a water city. Yes. Wait, a water city where we can't swim. You can't swim in the game though. Wait, could the reason why we can't swim in Enfield is because there are also seaborns in the water? Holy shit! If Enfield does a random lore drop where all of a sudden they explain the reason why all your characters keep dying when they fall to the water is because there's seaborn shit inside it. And then when you get a siesta land and all of a sudden they can actually swim, it'll be so funny. Is it because the water is blighted? It could be. It could be because the water is blighted. Because I even as far as I've read in the game, I still don't fully understand blight. Yeah. There's no Seaborn mentioned yet in Enfield, but there's Ager mentioned in Enfield. So it's interesting that Ager already got name drop in Enfield. Oh yeah, Sancta is also name drop in Enfield, by the way. As in like, you know the lore? If any of you are following on the Letterano story, apparently there's some instances of the lore being also in Enfield, which might come to say that there might be a Lateran city in order for the religion to continue. Castle is not named. There's no Castle equivalent in Enfield yet. At least not name drop. Minos is not name drop also. There's no Minos equivalent, as far as I know. There's no Iberia equivalent yet. Like, it's not name drop yet in Enfield. No Iberia, no Castle, no Minos, no I think no siesta. There's no one for one siesta mentioned. Then we have Castle Flying City in Enfield. It's called the Flying City? I must have missed something. There's definitely Victoria. There's Columbia. Oh, Seska! You're right. Seska is the potential Castle equivalent. Oops. Is that Langmen? There should be Langmen. It's just that Wuling is not Langmen. Wuling is more Yen. Yeah. Are the Beastmasters? Oh, are the Beast Lords still in Enfield? Yes. Supposedly. I think there are different Beast Lords that you'll see. The day that we see Dark Lord and Gopnik in the game and cannot, would make us freak the fuck out. If they suddenly spawn in Enfield, I think we'll cry. Yeah, Dolly's definitely in the game. Dolly's alive and well because Enfield. I mean, Aya is there. So, yeah. I know that tomboys are the best waifu. Agreed. Anyways, next question. Why do you think? Oh, sorry. What do you think about the six stars being limited, but also needing a full team sometimes to reach their full potential? What's your? Unlike OGAK, where some characters can carry a run, how would the future look? Okay, first thing, number one mistake that I see a lot of content creators make on the beta test too is they keep throwing six stars at the problem. That's the first big thing for me to say, which is not probably the way you should be approaching Enfield. Because, yeah, oh, six star means better, six star means strong, six star hit hard. But I don't think you will realize that your six star cannot hit hard when you smash them all in. Because you need things to trigger them. Actually, the six stars in Enfield, I won't deny some of them are very hard to play. As in, like, hard to understand how to play even. Or like how to make it the best. Because the only six star that I think is the easiest to play is Aya. Aya is the only one that doesn't need to synergize with anyone. And somehow she just works. Expect me to make an Aya guide very early. Because she's the literal easiest character to teach in the game. There's no fuss at all. But once you go away from Aya and you talk about any character, wow, they become a mess. Enmin might be the second easiest, but there's a rift between Enmin and Aya in terms of like understanding how they work. Because Enmin has Crush in play. Pogranishnik is pain to understand how to play. I think. Surtur is also pain to understand how to play. And then who else is pain? I didn't play Last Ride, but Last Ride might be pain. Yeah. It's just because you need a lot of synergy in order to make them work. Yvonne's... As in, if you want to maximize Yvonne's damage, you do need some understanding as to how she works. Yeah. Procuring Heliga's out looks like a pain. No, procuring his out is not the pain part. It's how do you maximize his out. That's the problem for a lot of the six stars. A lot of the six stars have outs, right, that are so strong that if you don't understand how they work, you don't know how to use it. So that's the first thing. Don't use all your six stars. Will there be full six star teams as the game progresses? For sure. For sure there will be. But I'm pretty certain the way you should approach the game is the fact that your 4 and 5 stars are so accessible that you should just... A lot of the basic teams in this game, especially when a new 6 star appear, is very likely going to be 6 star plus whatever 4 and 5 stars. That is your free to play way of getting into it. Then there will come a point where maybe you'll enter this premium team category where, you know, having a second 6 star into that team is a good idea, or a third 6 star. Then that becomes your stronger team. But actually, when you start adding more 6 stars, right, the load in terms of how to make everybody look good becomes a bit more intense. Because 6 stars have just more conditions to fulfill in order to make them very strong. So adding a new person makes it such that you have to now think about, oh, how do I maximize this guy's attack and this guy's attack? But when you only have one, it's quite strict. It becomes a bit simpler since the 4 and the 5 stars are less crazy with their kit. So you're just trying to make sure that the 6 star work very well. So I don't think the team building part of the game is that problematic. Though they will for sure make new 4 and 5 stars. I'm quite sure. Enfield will be producing a lot on the lower rarities while still making on the 6 stars. However, your question is also asking my opinion to them being limited. I don't like it. Let's just put it straight up. I don't like it. I want them to do it like AK, put it into a standard manner. because that's why we love AK, right? My issue is not that I need it to be in the standard banner and that we can get it as an off rate in the future. It's more like the basic hit hunting, which is the place where you get the basic 5-6 stars, becomes so boring. It's so boring. Like you look at AK, you look at how the standard banner keeps switching around, and there's always new 6 stars and 5-star feature, as much as most of us don't pull it. But at least it feels refreshing, right? Like, hey, the store is being updated to show a new 6-star and 5-star. But they don't have that in Enfield. Enfield just defaults it, like how the other bigger games does it. Just do one banner that sits there for 6 years that doesn't change at all. So boring as hell. Then when you start receiving tickets that you only pull there, you pull for fun, maybe for your weapon currency, but like it doesn't feel that great, you know? You want to be surprised, right? You want to be surprised that, oh shit, I missed this 6-star. Oh, all of a sudden it spawns. Yay! That's the reason why we love AK. We like AK when it's like, all of a sudden the game says, oh, you don't have Chew Pie? Here's a Chew Pie for you. But they don't do that in Enfield. So that makes me a little bit sad. I hope that it's more like a start of the game thing. But like when the roster of 6-star starts increasing in Enfield, I really want them to do about something about it. Because I don't want to hit the point where when we're in 2 years of Enfield, right? By then maybe we get, okay, let's just assume Enfield releases one new 6-star every typical patch, okay, 45 days. Right? So that means you will see 8, 9 new 6-stars in a year. Okay, let's just say 9. So by the end of year 2 means what? We see 18 6-stars, right? 18 plus basic 5, 23. Then what's gonna happen to the 18 if I never got them before? Then what, rerun? You're boring as shit, man. Why not surprise me, give me new banners, give me like buyable ticket stores, add them to the standard banner, make me feel good about it. So yeah, there's way more available options in AK, which is why I understand that they cannot put that system in. But I just want them to do something about it. Because it's gonna start feeling too distant from AK. That's the part where I find that in the early game or at the start of this game, if the gacha stays the current way it is, I will close one eye to it. As long as I get the units I want, I'm closing one eye. But I will feel for the players who lose on banners or the players who join the game in the later part. Like when they join the game 1 year, 1.5 years later. Then they're gonna be thinking like, oh shit, I missed out all these characters. Then now what? Then my pool currency is split between waiting for a rerun and also waiting for a new character. And then also that comes to the question of, wait for a rerun, but what if the rerun character is useless? Is Enfield gonna do that? Will Enfield make my old characters feel like shit? Or will they make them feel valuable, like in AK? Because old characters in HSR, I enter HSR, someone messages me, oh shit, you're back in HSR? Yeah. Well, guess what? You can't use anyone anymore. Like, I need them to work out the balance of the game and make
This
sure that
sounds vaguely
gacha
familiar to another
can feel
game,
fun.
Clueless.
Because AK gacha feels fun, to me at least. Like, it feels fun that I can expect an unexpected reward. So in a way, the way they try to make it feel nice still is the fact that your off-banner unit can still pull the previous 2 banners unit. It's so lousy. Because then they disappear eventually. Then what? Right? So, yeah. Why is Enfield being different from LGAK a bad thing? But we're speaking of the gacha here though. In that case, if we're speaking of the gacha, it's just because a lot of people love the OG AK gacha. And the fact that the more Enfield strays, I don't think it's a spectrum when it comes to the gameplay of like describing where Enfield is compared to the other gacha games. But you could say that the gacha feels like a spectrum, right? If people think that AK is not the best gacha, okay, there could be something way better. And I'm not aware, but let me be biased for 1 second and say AK is the best gacha, because if not, I wouldn't be playing this game for 6 years. Okay, AK to whatever Hoyo stuff is, right? The more Enfield strays away from AK, the more it just feels like it's leaning to somewhere else, right? So, yeah. That's why I'm not that defensive over their gacha per se. But I don't expect them to like I just don't expect them to work on it that early, anyways. I just want them to do it in months' time. Oh, last thing. I saw some people saying that this gacha benefits free to play players more than pay to play. But my second video can't quite justify it because my second video was actually more targeted to free to play players. So I'm surprised that that video gave people some impression that the free to play players are more benefited. I'm not saying that free to play players don't benefit. I think they still do. But actually, Enfield benefits pay to play players way more, in my own opinion. So I didn't get to explain more of the systems. But like, for one, every 240 pools that you make gives the token. Then, when it comes to your weapon banner pool, every 10 pools that you make, every 40 pools that you make for the weapon banner, right? Actually, after your 8th weapon banner pool, on the 10th, you get a weapon choice. You get a weapon choice that is not the on-banner weapon, but it can be any other weapon that is not the on-banner in that weapon pool. Then after the 10th, on the 14th, you get the on-banner weapon again. And then on the 18th, I think you get the on-banner weapon again. So like, if you're a whale, right, actually you're spending way less money in Enfield because they have a lot of guarantee systems. So like, they don't have this, okay, they do have a safeguard in Genshin and HSR because the 50-50 always stays, right? That is, the 50-50 is always there even after you've done your first pool. But it can get really, really expensive depending on the way that it goes. But Enfield has all that. Oh, you see, that makes it weird. Oh, now I suddenly can't tell. In the long run, does a pay-to-play benefit more when playing Enfield to get a full pot character plus weapon versus the other games? I actually don't know. See, this is an experiment I want to find out as soon as the game launch. We'll have to see. But to me, the pay-to-play players are better in Enfield. But the free-to-play players have to deal with the fact that you're playing the AK style of gacha, which is the guarantee 120, right? I saw some people, there was some guy who said the Hoyo games offer more flexibility when it comes to your pools because if you I found his reason quite funny. He wrote, if you realize that you miscalculated your pools and you don't have enough to get your guarantee 50-50, at least it carries into the next banner. Which I'm like, then calculate properly? Because you probably didn't want to miss the on-banner unit of the current one anyways. So if you reach the point where you're 10 pools short from losing the guarantee 50-50 for like, I don't know, a final that you wanted, most people won't back out and say, oh shit, oh, I can get my final now, I guess I put it to the next guarantee, right? Most people will just be like, time to spend. How does that work? So, I mean, it always happens, what? You just have to plan in one way or another when it comes to a gacha system like this. And in the case of AK, or like Enfield, at least Enfield has that counter to tell you you just need 120. No quells, no nothing. Then there will come with the argument where some people from the other games will say, hey, but you can't say other games got no guarantee, what? You just need to, you know for sure by 170 pools, you will complete the banner. So just get 170. But then, isn't that a losing argument because you're already taking more pools than what Enfield is doing to get to the guarantee number? So, yeah. But then again, I'm not defending to say that Enfield having an overall 120 guarantee equals to good. Because what if Enfield fucks me up? What if Enfield fucks me up and say, hi, new patch, here's 30 free pools, we're out. So where's the remaining 90? The pool economy is really, really, really important in Enfield. So to me, like, as I stated in the second video, if the pool economy is nice, right? No matter how convoluted Enfield's gacha system is, we might end up ignoring the convolution, like the complicatedness of Enfield. Because if as long as we always get the character we want, then we won't complain. What? That's the whole point, right? Like right now on paper, everybody here is saying like, oh, Enfield's gacha shit. Oh, actually Enfield gacha good. By the end of 3 months, we should all come back and do a survey. Did you get Surta? Did you get Yvonne? Did you get Gilberta? Did you get the fourth new character? Right? Then we should compile that result. Because that tells you if the gacha is okay. And when we compile this survey, we need to compile it in terms of people who actively wanted to chase those characters and not people who skipped a banner. Like, people who skip a banner doesn't quite count the statistic. There's going to be players who wants every single character. So in this case, it is a curious statistic to see when the game releases and by 4 months, right? Do people get all those 4 new characters easily? So, yeah. You think the most important isn't the pool count, but how bad it is to skip a character. Correct. So a lot of people are coming for AK as well, and AK has a very skipping culture. I think those of you who are free-to-play players perfectly understand that in AK, you do not just pull every banner, right? Most of you only just pull on limited banners. Like literally, Ato event is your first banner you're pulling in 3 months or 6 months. And you're fine with that because you know that, hey, even if you don't get the limited unit, you're gonna get off banners that you might have missed, and then you'll be surprised. Oh shit, Entelekia came to my account. Oh shit, I got Vina Victoria that I didn't pull for, right? That's the reason why AK feels very good when you save. But does it feel okay to save in Enfield? That's another thing that we have to see. So yeah. Alright. Anyways, if you all want to hear more of my opinions to the gacha part of the game, go watch the new video. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. I seriously hope they say something about the gacha tomorrow. We'll find out. Alright. We're only hours away till the Enfield stream. Oh my god, I shift my camera. It's okay, I only shift it by a bit. Can you see me moving a little bit? Okay. Anyways. How disconnected do you think the lore will be from OG AK? With a lot of new people coming to Enfield, if they attach it too hard to the old lore, new players will completely feel lost. Feels like a problem for new people, but you really want them to keep. Wait, expanding the lore and have it all tied together. You really love Arknight's lore and you don't want to only have soft references and a separate lore for both games. Put your question here like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how disconnected the lore will be. Because I get what you want, and I also want that. I also want them to make connections with the AK storyline from time to time. And like not just for Easter egg purposes, but also to like really tell me what does Enmin has connections with Amiya and Doctor. What does all these operators, because okay, if you're not aware, the reason why you're seeing the AK operators in in Enfield, but not in Enmin. Sorry, but anyways, the reason why you see that in Enfield is because apparently it's some agreement that Terra or like the Terran Gold Island. Okay, Enfield basically, I'm gonna give you guys a background that isn't too spoilery because in the first place, the main story doesn't quite explain this. Yeah, in fact, the whole starting Valley 4 doesn't quite tell you the connection between Enfield and AK, but you read it in the files that basically at a certain point in Terra, they found a way to connect with this world. So it's like a gate, basically. Then they decided to explore into this world. So it seems that most of them traverse the gate to look into the world, and then afterwards they started bringing the resources in. Then eventually they decided that units. I mean, you know how a lot of the characters in Arknights have polypathy after all, right? So their lifetime might not be forever. So the way that they hope to keep the operators intact is from this originium crystal that they have, which kind of saves their data. So before the operators, like how we say that before you die, you sign a will. The operators in AK basically decided to see whether or not they want to like re-alive themselves. So they all signed the contract, whether they want to do that. But if they were to do it, they weren't going to re-alive themselves in Terra. They were going to re-alive themselves in Telos 2. And if they say yes, then if they ever want to like call them back in Telos 2, they'll just do so. That's like the literal story. So the thing is, okay, this is going to make people feel very strange, which is the people on Telos 2, the reason why they have a new code name as well is because they're not the exact same as the people in AK. So, no, Frost Nova will never re-alive herself because Frost Nova was dead even before they located Telos 2, or like they even activated the Stargate. Unless they forcefully steal the genetics of Frost Nova, then who knows? Okay? But the units basically allowed themselves to come back. So the thing that I don't understand is if Endfield is a straight up extension of Rhodes Island. This is something that I don't think the game quite explain yet. That is like, was the inception of Enfield Industries starting from Rhodes Island, or was it a cooperation? The game story seems to imply that it was a cooperation, meaning like it was a different set of people who decided to found Enfield on Telos 2. And then afterwards, they built the whole infrastructure there. They yeah, that's also another interesting part, which is, how Telos 2 people have the animal ears and everything as well, right? But I feel like the people in Telos 2 are basically Terrans who decided to move home. And then they started to live in Telos. So they are so the people who are born there, like for example, Avrina, Perlika, and Qian Yu, right? They're not from Terra at all. The actual people who were born in Telos 2. So there seems to be some point in time when the people on Terra decided to colonize a different planet. And then they started building a population there. So in truth, everybody's history is once a Terran. So like all the you can basically imagine that the parents or the grandparents or the great grandparents of the people you currently see in Enfield, their ancestors were once Terrans. So the AK units that you see on Telos are not like they were born there or whatnot. It's more so that they're like a clone of the people that you see in AK. Because once again, they all have a repathy, right? They know that one day they'll be gone. So it's kind of like them just saying if they discover a way to just bring them back, they'd be okay. So those units that we see, like Surtur, Aurora, Helga, right? They don't have the same memories as they used to in Terra. They have like glimpses of their time spent there, but they kind of just live as a new life. It's like they remember their original arts. They remember how they were militarily, but they don't remember their actual life on Terra. And funnily enough, there are some characters in the game that even say they don't want you to talk about it. So I think it's very specific to like Levitine as well. If you read Levitine's file, Levitine actually argues, like, people actually say that do not talk to Levitine about Surtur. Levitine will hate if you mention the name Surtur to her, which is quite interesting. So they still have Terran's memory, it seems, but that's, I think, where the interesting part of the game starts coming in, which is, I do wonder, will they play along that storyline? Like, why do some operators become unwilling to remember their past, and why do some operators maybe perhaps be okay with it? So you all get that, right? So will the story of AK and Enfield be that disconnected? I think at the start, yes. But is there a chance for them to fill the gap? Yes. I think there will definitely be. Yes, Gilberta. Okay, Gilberta's character quest is the first one that has mentions of Terra. Because she will start telling you how she feels very dissociated despite coming back to Telos. That is like, she still has the same behavior as Angelina in Terra, right? Like, she still behaves the same. It's almost like messenger girl. But yet, she's gonna mention how, like, even though she feels that she has a purpose, she also feels that she lost something. Yeah. Oh yes, that is also interesting. This is a good part. Yeah. So these are clones of the older units, correct? Sorry, or the AK units. The AK units aren't infected anymore. So like Surtur, Snowshine, Helga, Gilberta, right? Sorry, or Angelina. They're not infected on Telos. But infection still exists on Telos. There is still oripathy on Telos. So it's really weird as a storyline. Like, what is going on? So, yeah. I think give it time in terms of like this disconnection of the lore thing. Initially, yes, I feel like they will figure a way to tie it together. How are they using arts without rock cancer? I've came to learn you can use arts without rock cancer. So, yeah, they can use arts with a weapon that is infused with arts. So yeah. Do I think Hypergriff will have a chance of making a good end mode for Enfield? Like, how did they have integrated strategies? Totally. Totally. This is the number one thing that I need them to do well. Right? It's the literal differentiating factor from them and the other bigger gacha games. If they know how to figure a good longevity endgame mode that we would love to play on a day-to-day basis, well, people will shield. People will cream. Right? Finally, non-boring game modes. Like they love to do in AK. I'm sure they will figure a way to do in Enfield. Will they succeed on the first try? I can't say that. I can think that they might even blow it on the first attempt. But will they eventually cook up something? Yeah, totally. I'm waiting for that. So yeah. Is there proper data about the enemies in the game? Like, would the enemy have exact data of their HP and attack? There's already a terrible problem with AK. And would it be a problem with AK Enfield? Oh, what a hilarious question. Oh, what a hilarious question. Oh my god. Look at AK. Look at AK's current enemy archive. You see this? You see how AK does this? E, E, A, D, S, A, B, B plus, S plus. Oh, guess what? Enfield does the same thing. Hey, at least there's a grade. At least you see a grade. At least it's telling you B defense, the resistance, so please use arts damage. And if it doesn't even have attack, HP, or defense. Yeah. They only show the resistance of the enemies, which is so funny. Yes, it's a problem in AK. It's is it gonna be a problem in Enfield? I'll tell you the part that it's not a problem. You will get this thing. You will get this. You see this bottom part of the map? Sorry, the bottom part of this screen. You'll see a lot of this in Enfield. They will explain how the enemy works. So it's almost like them saying you don't have to read this, but you read this instead. It's kind of dumb. But yeah, you'll pay attention to the trait more. All right, there you go. Okay. Regarding the extraction mode in CBT2, what did I like about it? What did I didn't like? And what could be improved? Oh, bad luck. I didn't play it that much. The reason why I didn't play it that much is because the moment I wanted to try it, they said game was gonna release. Then I thought to myself, then for what reason am I playing this? I mean, I can play to give advice and suggest, but I didn't play it. I think it's okay as a pastime game mode though, but I don't think it gives the same feeling as IS. Like, it's okay to it's it's not a bad game mode, but I don't think it's an amazing game mode also. I think it's just fine for what it is. Like, I don't mind being in it to chill, to pick up the items, to battle, to find out what secrets it has, and then that's about it. So yeah, no big opinion. Do I think they add game mode back like they which they gave Arsenal tickets? I hope. I don't know if I think or not. I just hope that they do. Right? How about a recruitment system like OGAK? So the okay, a lot of people have been saying this. Does Enfield have recruitment? They don't. But Enfield has this thing called basic hit hunting, which is also similar to how other games do it. But supposedly, Enfield will produce a sort of supply of basic hit hunting tickets that you can get. So like you will get regular tickets that you can spend, and then you do your pools, and you hopefully get either a basic 6 star, which is good for your weapon currency, right, or 5 stars or 4 stars. It's really up to you. So if they give a good supply of it, I think it's fine. But yeah, would they add proper recruitment? Hell no, I don't think so. It'll be crazy like if they do. Actually, do operators have tag in Enfield? They do, right? Can someone remind me? Are operators tag like they do it in AK? I feel like they do. Ooh, ooh! If tomorrow's live stream announces that we added recruitment, my pants will drop. But I don't think they will. Wait, I can't say that. If they actually announce it, then whoa, guys! I made no promises. Okay, I said nothing. Yeah. I don't think my pants would drop. Okay, I'll fall to my knees. Yes, that's the right way to say it. I'm so sorry. I didn't understand the idiom. My bad. Yeah, but it's a lack of operators, correct. There's not as many operators to do a recruitment for, which is why I don't see them adding it. So I'll be so shocked if they do. So yeah. Um do you think alongside triagalos we get dotgalos, lingalos, squagalos, pentagalos, and hexagalos? Do you think they will rerun event stories or will they follow mainstream gacha? What is mainstream gacha doing? Never rerun. I'm quite sure that AK values their story so much that they wouldn't lock the story though. Wait, so if you miss the event, you just don't watch the story? Is that it? Oh, I don't expect them to do that in AK. No, I don't expect them to do that at all. I feel like the right way for AK to do it is not to rerun, but if there are side stories, right, you open up the side story, and then afterwards, if the side story links you to a new map, you can play that map and whatnot. If you miss the side story, it's not so much like the map will be gone. I think it should just be that the trigger condition is permanently sitting there. The only thing that should be limited time, right, is like if they have, mini games and whatnot that they don't want to run for too long. But like if there's story significant stuff, I think they should make it such that, let's say in a patch, they added this story, right? It's permanently available from that date. So like for example, if they suddenly announce Chen story that everyone can play, correct? You can play it permanently. That's one. Then if they say, oh, we have a story of a conflict in a certain region, then on the release date, you can play it and there's no end date. You play that story forever from there. And then what that comes with the thing is, what if there's another side story that extends from this first side story and people never played the first side story? Then it could be a thing where they can always make it like a branch, meaning in order for people to see the newer side story, they got to complete the first one first. Then they can go into that and then they can see the new world and whatnot. Like, yeah, I think that's a solution. But I really want to know how they handle the side stories. I agree. Because it's the reason why I want to play the game. I want to see how much good content you release every few months. I want to know what type of content I expect to see. What enemies, what game modes, what map, what character. That's all I care about. So yeah. Okay. Um they should at least have archives for dialogues. They have a very big archive base in Enfield. Not the full story though, but they have archives of the logs that you collect, which I think all the other games have. So yeah. What collects in the future you want for Enfield? Freyren. If AK doesn't give me Freyren, Enfield give me Freyren. What else do I want? I don't know. I'm not that hungry for collapse. Do I think Enfield will do something immersive, like changing or redesign the map layout from regional exchange? Enfield will do something immersive, like changing or redesign the map layout? What does that mean? Changing or redesign the map layout? You mean like the outposts? Will they do something to the outposts? I don't know. Is this to make sure that they make the older regions feel more engaging? Like not just defaulted, sit there, let it rot, let it generate income, and then try to change something up? Maybe, but I don't see them doing it in the early game. I think they might do something in the future if they introduce like new stuff. So yeah, AK Freya will be infinite money glitch. Bro, I just want it. I just want Freyren. Give me Freyren in the game. I'll pull her. I'll pot 6 her. Wait, I shouldn't say that. If I say that, then I'm gonna lose my fucking house. If we have any co-op content in the future, how would you want it to be? You can use other games as examples. Raids. You know how Enfield's combo system can be very complex, right? Now imagine each of your friend only controls one character. You and your friends control one character. All the skills stay the same, right? Your combo skills stay the same, skills stay the same. Now imagine the chaos when you play, then you'll be like, bro, use your skill. Wait, I combo. Now use your skill. Hold on. I'm comboing again. Boom. Wait, out now. You get what I mean? It will be absolute disaster class to play co-op in Enfield. But it will be so fucking fun. Right? I need it. I need it. I want yeah, imagine being the guy playing Arclight. Imagine being the guy playing like Wolfguard. And then you're screaming. You're like, are you gonna use the skill now? Oh, I combo down, I combo down. Okay, do I use my skill? Oh, wait, I'll wait. Okay, now, now, now. Like, I need them to do it. Will they do it? I think they can. But internet connection is a problem. That's one. They will have to figure that out. But I don't think it's impossible. If they work hard at it, I feel like they can cook one of the best co-op experience. I think I say this to some of my friends actually. If Enfield was a co-op game and they kept the same system, it's like the current combat of Enfield. The current combat of Enfield is so fun to play as a multiplayer. Like I just keep it very simple. Just all of you control one character at a time, and that's your 4-man team. But because now the problem is you can't click each other's skill, or you can only click your own. It'll be so good. So I need that kind of fun. I'm quite sure they'll test. Everyone can't E. Yeah, bro, your entire team can't E because one of your friends doesn't want to do anything. Bro, if Enfield turns into a co-op game, it will be like the next Among Us, I swear. It's infinite content. Like, it's infinite content on YouTube, on Twitch, on your own personal friend-to-friend basis. Because it's so fucking chaotic. Yeah, you're gonna get your one bastard friend that doesn't understand how the skill works and keeps using everyone's skill points. Okay, I don't think that will happen. I feel like if they did a co-op, right, what will change is that the combo skill cooldown will still stay the same, but I think everyone's skill points will be fixated to themselves. I have a feeling. Meaning, I don't think the entire team will share skill point anymore. It will be chaos if they make the entire team share skill point, but I feel like they will split it up. Yeah, but shared SP will be so good. I would love if they implement co-op. Will there be co-op features in the game? I think yes. Not at launch. I think it will take some time. But yeah, I should make a video about it. Seriously, like just imagine Enfield in co-op. It will be the best game. I'm not sugarcoating. I think it'll be one of the best games I've ever played in my life. I'm gonna have so much fun. I just wanna okay, friends, guys, they added co-op now. Ready to die? Let's go, monster raiding. So yeah, it's as long as it's not forced, it's just gonna be hilarity. So there's that. How many questions do I still have left? Let me double check. Yeah, I'm nearing the end. If you have final questions, hurry, because I am going to close my stream and we'll be back tomorrow to watch the Enfield stream. Do you think story presentation differences in AK and Enfield will be an issue? For sure, because they have zero experience with presenting a storyline in 3D. AK tends to push narratives that aren't strictly tied to the main story, but still expand on the world as a whole and have their own branching storylines. The reason, sorry, the reason I'm asking this is because I've noticed 3D gacha tend to only focus on the main story, but only use events to provide small bits of lore rather than a whole storyline. Okay. I agree with you though. I want Enfield to do side stories at the same capability as AK. I think I said this while I was playing Enfield. I pray that they don't make side stories need Enmin as a protect all the time. I want them to do side stories like in AK, where Doctor doesn't have to be there, where Amiya doesn't have to be there. Just let me take the right of a certain character. Actually, they have presented that they can make it happen though. Just make the controlled character the focus character of the story. Because they made it such that there are times when you play a certain story, you aren't allowed to control Enmin. You control a different character. So I would be glad, right, if they just make it such that that's the whole way the story plays out. That if a different character is meant to be the protect of the story, just do it that way. But yeah, I want them to mimic certain side stories in AK. You know, if you're gonna do an Ursa story where Edwin doesn't have to be there, you wanna show me a Ursusian focused character, bring me on that ride. I'll be very happy. So yeah. Um I think it'll be rough at the start of the game. Like Enfield storytelling. I won't say uh I'm putting it that low, meaning like I said, Ling is quite fine. So if Ling tries his best to do even better, and if they, try to fix up Valley 4, whatever they present in the future, I think it can be pretty good. So what else? This needs me to just watch the game as it happens really. But I think they'll optimize the game more for mobile players because right now some are complaining about performance issues. Who's complaining about performance issues? That's a new one. I've not seen that. People are complaining because they already experienced it, or people are complaining because they think it's gonna happen. That's a new thing. Um, they definitely will focus on mobile because a lot of the people who play AK are mobile players. So that should be their primary target, actually. Yeah, but I don't know. Uh, has there been bad complaints about mobile? When I saw the entire beta, I didn't see any complaints. But if you're saying complaints as in like the phone is super super old, then come on. But the thing is that people have already mentioned phones that are like 5-year old, 7-year old can actually survive the game at low settings. So I think we'll be fine. Oh yeah, I will take some time to play this game on mobile also when it comes out. What features or aspects of AK do you want Enfield to have as well? Uh, give me skins. Give me 3D skins. Give me Enfield Power Coast. No, give me Enfield Bloodline of Combat. Mm, or Enfield. I forgot my whole skin series. Oh, CNY team would be fun for Enfield. Yeah. Um, what other features? Buy 6 stars, like I said, with yellow cert. Fun banners. Don't give me standard banner slot and make it interesting. Uh, Hex. Hex. I didn't say this in my second video, but I don't think it was a need. The other games don't tend to sell packs. Like during events and how AK sell like chip packs, module packs, material packs, celebration stuff, selector tickets. It's very AK. It's weird to say that the other gacha games don't do it. As in, when I say other gacha games, I'm referring to the big guns. Sell packs to swindle me to spend. We have the packs for beta 2 if you want to see. Oh, don't need. If beta 2 did sell packs, good. Good. I'll buy. Uh Give me a story to cry over. Within 1 year of Enfield should make a story that I can feel emotional about. I already felt emotional reading some of year 1 AK story. Enfield should do the same. Yeah, I want depression. I want despair. Don't give me hope. Give me sadness. Kill a character. Kill Chen. Good idea. Kill Chen. Yeah, shock me. Guys, I don't want Chen to die. Guys. But would it be shocking? Hell yeah. I don't know. What else do I want Enfield to have? I can't tell. You don't want shock value death. Okay, I agree. Death in the game shouldn't be cheap. I want death in the game to be meaningful. If they play death, I mean, it's quite similar to AK. They don't just kill to kill. They should have good reasons to kill a character if they do so. So yeah. Will skins be eventually added, and what currency will they use? I dare them to use origiometry to make us buy skins. I dare them to do 100 OP or 200 OP 3D skin. I dare. Please, Hypergrave. If you're gonna do skins, don't give me just paid skins. Do OP skins. Come on. Make us feel like shit. Do we use OP for pools or for skins? And then we succumb to the pressure. Coral Coast 200 OP, but I only have 190 left. I spend. I don't regret. I have Surtur in ice cream suit. Just dare me. No, because guys, you see, skins sold in paid money. I sleep. Boring. Classic game taking my money. Slop. But game sells in OP? Wait, I can earn? I can save? Wait, free to play can get skin? Now you talking? Okay, I'll spend money. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, they need to do it like AK. When you sell skins, guys, okay, if you didn't know, tomorrow when I stream Atto, I have to buy the fucking OP because I have so little OP left in my AK account. I finally died because Tragodia took all my OP, alright, in order for me to pull for him. I'm so sad. I'm angry with the cat, okay? But I'm so low on OP. I have to buy F Musica. I have to buy all the fucking L2D, freaking Thorns, the Crest, and everything. I'm gonna buy it out tomorrow. But you know why I'm buying out? Because the skins are sold in OP. If the skins are also in OP, that's a steal. I will spend. But if AK sold the OP as actual $10 skins, I will not spend. I will feel like why the game do that to me, you know? So you know what I mean? Enfield should learn. Enfield should just do the same thing. Just sell the skins with OP and it makes it look less shitty. It's so smart. Right? PD skins are a lot more work to create, pretty much making a new character. Not sure if they can justify a 10 full cost for a skin. Wait, AK is what? 18 OP, right? 18 OP to 33. What's that? 5 pool, right? So, Enfield should make it like what? What's the Enfield equivalent? It's a 3D skin. They should make it 20 pool. So what's 66 OP in Enfield? They should sell it at that price. Or maybe they should sell it at like, no, maybe 25 pool or 30 pool. Yeah, then that's the amount of OP equivalent. I'm a sales agent. Why is everyone hating me about skin monetization now? Come on, say real now. You rather paid money or use OP? Think. You with me, right? Use OP, right? Who the fuck want to spend money? Who cares if the Who cares if the OP is like in the hundreds? You still want it. Once the day they suddenly say we'll sell 200 OP Surtur skin, you'll start saving the shit. You'll never pull in a banner ever again. Do you think they'll expand the factory? Or at least a separate map just for that? I like how now you can take expand more on the factory or at least a separate map. I like how now you can take some time to improve and optimize the factory, but it feels small. I would maybe like a whole factorial like map. I hope they will add with Citadel. Enfield. Please hypergraph, I'll do it. Okay. I haven't made the last Enfield review, right? My last Enfield review is for base. So, the thing that I wanted to make an advice, which you are seeing this early. Oh my god, you guys added so many things. Wait. Oh, oops. I just realized I shared my combo. Hey, sneak peek! Sneak peek! Leak! Guys, my editor combo. Guys, I have to do a call. Anyways, I doxed my editors. Where was I? Let's see if I actually make it to the call. Let's see if I manage to call in 15 minutes. I can't believe it. I just showed everybody what my dungeon looks like. I showed everybody what my cave of people look like. Okay, wait. What was I getting at? Do you think they'll expand the factory more, or at least a separate map? I mean, I want them to add a game mode with the base. Like I want them to do something about the fact that the base doesn't have to just be a one-time thing that you build, but rather like you eventually. I almost wanted to test the skill of a person building a base, but in order for them to do that, I think that needs a game mode where the base size can be a lot bigger. Maybe the formulas doesn't have to be the same as what they do within the basic game itself. It can be specific to that game mode. So it challenges people to like adapt immediately to the challenge. And when they infuse it with something combat related, it'll be cool. I think I said this in a previous stream, which I said, what if we had RA in Enfield? And then a lot of people just say, hell no. But literally, that's kind of what it looks like, right? The difference between what RA is and what Enfield is doing now is that your base can't get destroyed. But now imagine if your base can get destroyed, right? But I don't think it can be destroyed in terms of like your daily login base cannot be destroyed. It'll be so sad, right? It'll be annoying. There's some people who doesn't like the fact that your base suddenly get raided one fine morning and then you realize you have to rebuild the whole base again. So what if you have a game mode that does that instead, right? That has like a base that you built and it can get destroyed over time. And there's actually enemies that you deal with. Not everybody wants to play such a game mode, but it would be cool if they do that. So I really want them to think about it, like to create a game mode that has infusion with the base. Yeah, it's like having Clash of Clans in the game, pretty much. It will be a great idea of a game mode for Enfield to have. What useless feature do I want Enfield to have? It's not useless, leh. Useless? I have features I want them to add, but they're not useless. Useless? I don't know. Cat, do you know? What do you come up with this question? What is an answer to this? For fun? I tell you what I want them to add. I want them to add selectable voice lines. Right? I said this before. I want them to add the ability such that your story voice line can be fixated to your language, like English, for example. But then when you're in battle, just like how you do in AK, you can actually set them to the language. Like one of the things that Enfield have actually lost as compared to AK is, you know how AK there's the Italian voice, the Russian voice, and all that kind of thing, right? But you can't do that in Enfield. We're not gonna get like character specific voices, or maybe we can. So what I'm curious about is, can they make it like character specific, such that when you're in battle, then you hear their voice lines in that language, right? Is that considered a useless feature? So how do they speak in story? No, so when it's in story, it defaults back to English. But when you're out of the story, it can be in those other languages. right? I really, really want that. Pets in Enfield, I don't mind. I guess that's a useless feature. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll take that. I think people will take offense to what I'm saying, that pets are a useless feature, but pets in Enfield. Can you play the game in English with JP voice lines? No, you can't do that now. You see, that's what I want. No, you can play the game with English subtitles in JP voice lines. Yes. But you cannot like customize your voice lines from character to character. So yeah. Uh I don't know, like, I really don't have an answer to the useless feature stuff. I can't remember all the features that I want also. I need to go and remember what is the list of things that I wanted. Because I might make a video for it. Would there be ever a data sync between Enfield, AK, and Enfield so that I can add my AK friends in Enfield? Looking at you, you'll start. You're calling for SKLAN in this case. Which the problem with SKLAN is very integrated in CN, but it's not integrated in global, right? Low chance. That's what I'll say. Because Yosta is trying to Yosta recently added the whole new website thing where you can see your pool history, right? And they have your whole account settings within their own website as well. They're trying to like lock it down, but it's so I'm quite excited to use SKLAN when Enfield releases, which is the technical social media of all things hypergraph. I don't know if you all have signed up already for SKLAN, but it's quite cool. Go ahead and use it. I haven't entered it yet. Oh, it's not called SKLAN now. It's called SK Port. Yeah. Because SK Port might have been a way for you to maybe link your AK account and Enfield account. And when people find your profile, they can add you on both. So, yeah. Do I think AI or field operators are great or still can be improved? I think it's okay, but I don't know if I have any suggestions for improvement. Because you will find that one thing that will piss people off is how the AI of your units, for some reason, after some time, they will back off and then they won't attack. There will be moments where you realize that your units choose to not attack the enemy for whatever reason. They think it was a good timing for them to do it. It's very weird, but you get used to it. Then I think eventually I started to realize when that moment happens, and if you really want them to attack, you kind of need them to perform their skill. Then they'll realize, oh, they'll wake up and then they have to do the hit. Oh yeah, this brings me to something about uh the content creators and the people out there saying that there's no strategy and that you can use skills whenever you want. When I was at Wuling, right, there was a certain enemy or a certain point where I realized, I think this was from the tidal Keist or the tidal beast, something along the line, the tentacle enemy. I found out that usually your units don't take damage from the enemy. They take a much bigger reduced damage when fighting an enemy in their own AI. The moment you use their skill, it's considered that you're not using them in an AI form. So I basically learned a mistake per se that you shouldn't be making in the game. That is, if an enemy is about to perform a giant attack, right, and you turn on your unit skill thinking that they are safe to do the hit, and then afterwards you put them right in the face of the enemy and they hit the attack, they actually don't take the reduced damage. They actually take the full brunt of the damage. So there were times where, like, when you first play with the AI, you think that you can abuse it like shit because you feel like only your control unit will take the most damage, and then the people around you won't die. So it's after that I started to realize, wait, later in the combat, the game doesn't quite make that free for you. If you choose to spam, and you put your AI units, what you think is your AI units, in the battle, they can actually die. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing that you'll discover. You don't quite get punished on in Valley 4. Valley 4 enemies don't do that much, but Wuling enemies does that a lot more. I remember that so in Enfield there was an enemy that made me fly in the air. I was so shocked. I think it's the tiger, right? Yeah, I think it's the tiger. I I I legit was scared for my life feeling the enemy because he had an attack where if your unit gets hit, they legitimately get thrusted up in the air. And then because they're thrusted up in the air, like in the real battle, you can't do anything if they're in the air, right? Because they're hit. So the tiger just hit me again and I flew up again. And I was like, what the fuck? I felt so helpless. It's a legit attack that you needed to either dodge or like cancel. Because it just double lifted me up. And I was like, that is so cool of an enemy. It will be fun. It'll be fun, trust me, when you start seeing it for yourself. There are enemies that can stun lock you if you do not understand how they work. There's a few enemies already actually in the game that can stun lock you if you don't play them well. Do you think that the companion story quest should just be an operator record story, which means it doesn't have any involvement of admin to the story? Yeah, I would appreciate it. I would appreciate if some of the companion, don't always make admin there. I just don't want admin to be everywhere, because that's not how story should be, right? It can, there are some novels and storybooks that are like that, but looking at AK, since AK is not presented like Doctor is always there, I just want stories to have a variety at times. How do I think they'll make any characters? I don't know, bro. I legit don't know. That's the same question that I'm asking. Like, because they made all the banners limited, what the fuck is an anniversary? So I do not know. I don't know how to answer this question. Do I like them to still exist? I don't know. I just don't know. Surprise me, Hypergriff. Tell me what will you do on anniversary? Alters, they won't give alters so fast. You hope Enfield don't go to gacha skin, like some gacha game. I don't know what she's referring to. Common big things is that the company refused to kill off playable characters in the main story. Do you think Enfield will make this trend, taking into account how AK is in the similar trend, yet has incredible world building? I don't give a shit if they kill off a playable character or not. I just think if you do that, make sure there's good reason. It shouldn't be cheap. It should make sense. That's about it. I don't think it's a must to kill off a playable character. It should just be, if you want to use that as a technique, play the card right, and not do it for fun. Yeah. Do I think next January up to CNY event will be another annual monthly AK plus AKEF celebration? Can I get Enfield convention in a global space? And if Enfield does have a convention, can I get AK global convention after 7 years of playing this game? When am I gonna get a Arctics convention in America or Singapore? I'm waiting. Hypergriff, save us. Let the doctors assemble, please. Okay. I'm gonna stop the question. Whoever's asking a question now, you're like the last one, alright? And I'm done. At least the questions are, I think, easier, the remaining ones. Let's see. Are you willing to sell your soul for a skin that changes how the combat effect looks? No. I am not cosmetic pill. Thoughts on how many people don't understand how little blueprints help a player unless they are in the end game? I've realized I don't need to prove anything. I think let them just play the game and they'll figure it out. They'll realize that blueprints aren't as big deal as some people put it to be. Oh, wait. By the way, if this question says, oh no, it says sell your soul. Never mind. My soul is on the line. I guess I'm not selling it. If it's other people's soul, sure, I'll put them in the furnace to get the skin. Okay, do you think Enfield can match world building aspect of Arknights? Yeah, I think it can. I don't see why not. Like, it can. It already looks really good in Wuling. So, yeah. I thought you loved us. Why would you sell our soul? Well, if someone offers, then I won't just take the soul away from the person, right? I'll just casually ask chat, like, hey, chat, who's willing to give me your soul? I'll get this skin. And then one of you suddenly surprisingly say yes. I'll like, oh, I'll gladly take it. Do I think people will be interested in speedrunning AK Enfield? Yes, I think they will. Speedrun.com mods open with an even $100 game price. Do you think it will help? I think people will speedrun AK Enfield no matter what. It's a big game after all. Definitely there will be a speedrunning community. Uh, if I rent my soul, would I have an interest rate? I sold it, bro. How am I gonna rent it? Do you think there'll be issue with of players running out of things to do in Enfield, like certain gacha games? Oh, yeah, that's my number one concern also. I just don't want to run out of things to do in Enfield. Do I think it will happen? Maybe at game launch. I don't see it happening in the long run. Because I don't know what they have prepped for game launch. But I think not having it at game launch is fine. Like, you don't need the game to be that replayable immediately, but it must eventually feel replayable. Because if not, why you play the game, right? So my answer is no. More of seeing how AK does. So yeah. They don't need to overwhelm players with too much replayability at the start also. That's something they can do later. Let's say I want a specific character at the start. How long would it take to reroll? Bro, you're asking me something I don't know. Bro, the game haven't released yet. I don't know. What the fuck? I also want to know. Everybody wants to know. You're not alone. Do you think Enfield can implement a challenge mode that is engaging and fun as contingency contract? Yes. I think they can. I'm pretty sure they can. So I'm not worried. Oh, I'm done. Oh, we're done. All right. Okay. I'll tell you guys what my game plan for Enfield is. Okay. So I still have a base review, but it'll be interesting to see how my base review will be depending on what they say tomorrow. All right. Uh, Tomorrow's the Enfield live stream. I hope you'll all be here. I hope more people will be here. Let's enjoy the occasion tomorrow. Hopefully they say good things, exciting things. And then I hope the Enfield stream tomorrow will also feel like a regular AK stream. Like, I think the beta one gave me a glimpse of it, but I think tomorrow might feel more AK like, which I'm very excited. So let's see. And then in the coming week, I will likely just make 2 more videos of Enfield. I'll make a video for the base of Enfield because it's the last thing I want to review. Um, it's okay for me to review. It's okay for me to produce that video next week because my suggestions that I'm making in that video has uh nothing to do with what they need to do at launch. It's about them trying to make base a more replayable factor of the game, right? Because Enfield's biggest early game problem now is you build the base, then so what? Once you build the best base in the world, what else can you do, right? And I want to try to answer that question because I don't think it's difficult. I feel like it's very possible for them to think of a way to make it replayable if they choose to implement it. So that's the point of my third video. And then afterwards, I just want to make a video to compile the list of changes that I wish Enfield made. These changes are not big. They're like small little things. Small little things that are very QL that if Enfield does it, I think I would love them. I would love that they add that kind of experience into the game. And then once those videos are done, it's over. We will get Enfield being released. Some of you might be wondering what kind of videos will you make for Enfield when Enfield is out? Which my answer is I'm not certain yet. I think there's so many people out there, like a lot of people are racing to be like the next Enfield content creator right now. And I do not care to be in that rat race because I find that a lot of the people advising might be advising things too quickly. Like there's people who's saying things like, "Oh, you should do this as a F2P player. You should pull for this character. Don't make these mistakes when you play Enfield." Like, guys, the game's not even out. How the fuck? Like, why are these people making these videos? You know? So yeah, but people are doing that. So I'm not trying to participate within it. Instead, like I said in the early part of this video, I just want to show the fun side of Enfield. I'm not so much there for like, will I be like a deep guide maker, the kind of thing? I don't know, maybe. But all I think about is the times where I laugh, the times where I cry, the times where I'm very happy. I wish all of those will be the videos that I make for Enfield, if you get what I mean. Like, I want this game to be a game I enjoy, and when I enjoy them, I want that enjoyment to be shared in my YouTube videos. So that is my goal. What type of videos, I really still do not know yet. I don't have a definitive plan until I understand what the game is like in the first week of the game, and then I will figure how I pave the videos after that. I won't leave AK also because I saw a lot of people saying, will I make waist measurement videos of what? My waist? Huh? What does that mean? What? I don't get it. What is a waste management video? Characters waste? Why would I know? Okay, but whatever it is, um, yeah, I will figure things out as the game progresses. And yeah, I'm not gonna stop making AK videos. I still love AK. I know some people will be mindful of me making both AK and Enfield videos at the same time, especially people who are pure one-sided game, right? People who only want to play AK and don't want to play Enfield, and people who play Enfield that doesn't want to play AK. When they discover my channel, they'll be like, "Oh my god, this guy is producing both sides," but I don't care. I'm also gonna say I don't care. I love both games. I make what games I want. I make what videos I want. You know. So don't worry, I'm not gonna disappear on AK. But I will have to pause it for a while when Enfield is released because I need some time to play that game, and then eventually I'll figure out what games I wanna, what videos I wanna make for the two. My ultimate goal as a content creator in the Enfield space and in the AK space is to be someone that doesn't exactly ride the wave necessarily. Meaning, like, I feel that a lot of people will be very inclined to sensationalism or like tribalism as well. Meaning, whatever is the big thing to talk about, they will dive the moment they see it. Or like, if there's any crowd opinion, if there's any drama, they'll be ready to take it on. I don't mean it that I will 100% never participate because I feel that when you don't expect it, things just happen, right? I think I might get dragged into things without me even controlling. You know, people are just gonna say, "Oh, Cookie Kaze said this bullshit." It might even happen, right? In like, I don't know, maybe someone's already reviewing my current Enfield video and making a big deal out of it, right? So I might get into a crossfire without knowing that I got there, but I think it's fine. So not all the time, minimal basically that I get involved with these kind of things. Instead, I hope that I can be someone that provides the joy to people when they watch my streams and videos. Like my ultimate desire is to be a part of the AK community. Um, that is like, I think the reason why I'm so motivated as a AK content creator is having met so many of you online from my Discord server, from the many streams that I got to interact with you guys, from account reviews, from handholds that we've done in the past, that makes me feel there's a lot of people out there. And when I meet you all in person, in America, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Singapore as well, right? I meet a lot of people who love the game just as much as I do. And I think it's a great feeling to be able to witness that. I hope that Enfield will help people discover AK more, and vice versa, the AK players start to discover Enfield, and we hybridize the two game, and we become one big community. I just want a happy space. Playing games shouldn't be stressful, right? Playing games should be a time where when we spend that 1 hour of a day or 2 hours of a day, we feel good. It takes our mind away from work. It takes our mind away from school. We come home, we realize we can turn on our computer and we can sit and be smiling, be happy that we are able to do this. And it is an extra plus when we're doing it in the face of friends or in the face of people that we know also like the game as much as we do. So this is, to me, what I really want to be able to do for the community as a content creator of the game. It's the reason why when I see AK content creators trying to make very divisive topics, you know who I'm talking about. I just there like, that's not what the spirit of AK should be, right? The spirit of AK should be more civilized conversations, more understandable ways of speaking to each other. We're all here to have fun. We're not here to make shit out of minuscule things. So yeah, that's why. All right. That's what I will say. This will be the second last Enfield little pre-Enfield release talk that I do. I'll do one more before Enfield is out. So likely on the 21st January. And then on 22nd January we'll be playing the game. Okay? But anyways, tomorrow I'll be back. Tomorrow I'll be back. We'll watch the Enfield live stream. We'll play Atto. On Saturday I'll play Atto as well to play the new characters in IS. And then I'll take a bit of offline time because I'll make the last few videos before Enfield is released. Okay, I hope you guys are happy watching the stream. I enjoyed myself. I am half an hour late to my call. My editors are losing sleep. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Bye-bye. Will I do video pools? Sure. Will I do account reviews? Sure. We'll find time for everything AK and Enfield related.